that's probably not going to be known about outside of the comics. I really hope they get the right actor to portray the character who can bring people in, because you don't just want to take essentially a nobody in terms of comic book characters and put them into their own starring role unless you've got a big star who's also a very good actor and can portray that character's traits, reasonably well. Because otherwise, you're just asking for a flop. Um, you know, maybe this isn't exactly
That's
the same
that's
thing.
for anything, man.
Maybe this isn't the best example, but I mean, there were a lot of people who never even heard of Black Panther before he showed up in Civil War, and guess what? Most people loved him in that, and that was kind of a test for them to kind of tread the water basically before giving him his own movie. So maybe it would be best if they.
What annoyed me about that though?
Yeah.
It was like, well, because obviously, people are obviously knew who Black Panther was long before then, but people talking about man, this is like a big deal. It's like a big cultural event.
Yep, right.
He's a black superhero. It's like, so are we just gonna forget like Spawn and Blade and all these other
I mean, that's true, but I mean, he was like the first black superhero, like at least in comic books originally, but not movies.
What I'm saying, Black Panther came out in 2006, 2016, whatever the fuck year, right?
Oh. 15 or 16, I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, Spawn came out when I was a child. Blade came out when I was a child. Those are comic book characters. You know what I mean? And it's, even if you go even beyond that, there's still other ones. I just can't fucking think of them right now. Fucking Shaquille O'Neal played Steel one time. It wasn't the first time. When people, I get what people were saying. This is the first super massive budget. But then again, that's only when these fucking normies decided to hop on our comic book shit and act like they care about it.
Right. I mean, yeah, that's definitely true. I wouldn't necessarily agree so much with Spawn, because from what I understand, he's kind of more of an anti-hero.
What I'm talking about is we're talking about the relevance, some kind of cultural relevance of having a black person be the main character of a comic book line. Because let's not twist it. Black Panther is not more relevant than Spawn. Maybe to fucking normies.
No, definitely not more relevant. I'd agree.
Because Disney told them that he is. Maybe to normie, sure. But Black Panther, there are tons of people who love Todd McFarlane's and Spawn since the fucking 90s. It's like Black Panther is more relevant than he's not. But that's my overall point. And then again, all these people who they don't even understand shit about the character of T'Challa. But T'Challa don't give a fuck about you if you live in the hood somewhere in Chicago. T'Challa does not give a fuck about you, but T'Challa is worried about doing his own shit, protecting his own kingdom. T'Challa is literally a nationalist. He does not give a fuck about America. That's not to say, of course, that's not to say like he doesn't care about your safety, but he's not about to go out of his way to go patrol Harlem. No, you have like little cables for shit like that. Like, so to put all this relevance for Black Americans on an African prince who doesn't give a fuck about the ghettos of America, I just don't understand it. It makes no sense. That's how you know somebody's a fucking normie. You don't know anything about the characters. Like, you really don't. Like, you're like, I don't know.
Yeah, and I know this isn't really the same thing because it's an animated adaptation, but I mean, you could argue that Static Shock was in some way doing that already. Because, sorry, I know I messed that up. It is actually Static, but I guess I get caught up in the whole calling him Static Shock, even though I know better. But I understand it.
Lana,
what do you mean?
Lana, why do I got two of you in my stream?
Yo, I knew it was cutting out.
He used the shadow clone juicy.
Here, let me leave and come back.
Wait, which one's the real loner?
His doppelganger showed up. He's trying to clone himself to take over. Oh my god! Yeah, there are two of them. Wow.
Yeah, like I don't know.
T'Challa is an elitist. You can refer to that, but T'Challa's viewpoint is more of a. He's pretty much he's pretty white. He would be like what you would consider to be like a Republican in America, but for his own nation. Yeah, he is. Like, he is. So to hear all these super left wing people praise T'Challa like he's they're like, bro, he does not have your ideology in the slightest.
Yeah.
T'Challa is much closer to Trump than he is to Obama.
I mean, I used to.
That's why they haven't had that
just
character development in the movie.
Just much more intelligent than Trump. Let's be honest, because that man cannot speak a sentence that sounds like that of a man who even went.
The way Trump speaks is the greatest. It's the best. Is he knows a lot of people, and he'll tell you that all the people he knows say that he speaks the best, and they're good people. They're the best people. They know the most, and they say that I am the fucking.
That was a good impression.
I don't know if that's the best impression. I might be able to do better.
It might not be the best impression, but I tell you one thing I know. I tell you, everybody say my impressions they're so good. My impressions are so great. Everybody I know says my impressions are the best impressions. I talk to people who have the best impressions. Mine are better. They say, "Hey, wow, his impressions." So you ever notice Trump says everything he does, he knows somebody who's like the best at it, and they say he's better than them. I don't know.
We're lighting the fires now, people. But
I miss Trump, man. Oh, you got this fucking guy in office.
Oh man, I don't. I'm not. Never mind. I'm not gonna say anything on that.
I mean, I'm speaking, man. This is been free thought, free opinions, free will.
I'd rather stay out of things that are political related.
Oh, I'm not speaking from a political angle.
Okay, I fixed it now.
I'm a libertarian anarchist. But I don't give a fuck who's in office. Red tie or blue tie, to me, it's the same thing. I don't care.
Yeah.
I miss Trump because he's funny.
well, yeah, but he was. But honestly, I mean, again, I'm not going to get on that because I'll just get worked up, and nobody needs that. Yeah, because I go all in when like that's a name that kind of triggers my inner Super Saiyan.
Why is that so though? Because honestly, like, I'm not.
Simply put, I hate the man. I think he's a piece of shit. I think he's a piece of shit for his opinions. You know, I seriously, that's
no.
The man's a freaking asshole. And honestly, I know that's not necessarily needed to be a good president or what have you, but you're the face of the freaking country. And if you're talking like a high school bully, that's bad representation of this country. You know?
I think Trump was the perfect president just because of that, the exact reason you just stated. I think people get too locked into terms of acting presidential or this and that because point blank period, that's never been a thing. That's not even like a real thing. That defeats the purpose of our presidency. The point of our president is that literally any asshole can become the president. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Like part of my problem.
Yeah. Because what I was to say is like Trump, like he was entertaining and like he says like off the wall things just to have a reaction. And so like that was his whole premise was like just say whatever you want and that's he was pretty much off the books.
Well, and the thing about Trump is like whenever I ask people why they hate Trump so much, they always talk about his personality. I like to speak more policy wise because if I'm being perfectly honest, I'm not ignorant to most political things. I just don't really care. But there's really only one thing Trump ever did that annoyed me. Because he said he wouldn't do it. And I understand that the House and the Congress and everything pretty much forced his hand on it. But he stood on saying he was going to pull our troops out of Syria and not fuck with that country anymore, only to send more people into Syria and stuff like. Oh, okay, so you're another politician. So once again, red tie, blue tie, all you motherfuckers are the same people. You want the same thing, you just go about it different ways. But outside of that, nothing Trump did. I mean, unless to you, this is to me, but to me, nothing Trump did is like. As far as policy-wise, generally offended me at all. And most people, whenever I ask them, they tell me they never speak policy-wise. They say, well, he said this, or he did this, or he acted this way. I'm like, oh, who gives a fuck? Like, at the end of the day, the dude's an asshole. Like, he's an asshole. Like, he's an asshole.
Well, I mean, tell it from me, none of the presidents actually did anything since Clinton.
Obama's fucking. You want my genuine policy wise? I do not like shit Obama did for 8 years. That nigga ain't do shit for 8 years.
Well,
a lot worse.
Like the only president that actually did anything was Clinton.
Pretty much.
Well, here's the problem with presidents. People got to realize, like I said, red tie, blue tie, it doesn't matter. The president can only do so much before he gets locked out by our House and our Congress and our Senate. He can only do so much before the people who don't like him block him and don't let him do. It doesn't matter who the president is. If every president just got to do what they say they want to do when they be in office, we have a whole different country. But no, what happens is, hey, I'm going to do this when I get in office. They get in office, they try to do it, and then Congress blocks them, and then the House blocks them. And then they don't get to do it. And then it's like, oh, okay, well, fuck. Yeah, like, you're just going to get locked out regardless of who you are. Either you're going to be a Democrat president, the Republicans going to lock you out. You're going to be a Republican president, the Democrats going to lock you out. But you're not going to be able to do what you want. And Trump was so fucked up because Trump ran as a Republican. Trump's not a Republican. Republicans don't like Trump. There's a difference. People don't understand. There's a difference between Trump supporters and Republicans. They're not the same thing. They're two entirely different fucking things. And when Trump got to office, the Democrats and the Republicans hated his ass. They didn't let him do shit. They didn't let
the worst thing that Trump probably did was like when he had them kids in the warehouse, and then also like when he sent like soldiers against like people just protesting like
kids but add context to that, because if you're going to say anything, at least add 100% context to it. Trump was only acting on policies that Obama put in place to begin with. That's not his fault. I mean, like, he's just doing what the previous president before him did.
Yeah,
you can't hate him for that and not hate Obama for it. It just didn't brought to your attention when Obama was doing it at the time. Nobody gave a fuck. Now Trump's in office, now people care, but it's the same shit. Trump didn't make those policies up. He didn't make those rules. He didn't create those facilities. Obama did all of that.
Because to tell you the truth, the worst president would probably be George Bush.
That man was the devil.
Of all time?
That guy.
Well, because I'd make an argument for Washington.
George?
I'd make an argument for Washington.
George Washington?
Yeah.
Like powdered wig George Washington?
Yeah, man who, let's be honest, pretty much contributed to some extent to the genocide of almost every single Native American. Yeah.
Hey, well, that's conquest, bro. That's that.
I understand that's conquest.
If we didn't do it to them, they would have did it to us.
I understand it's conquest.
Well, I mean, this is David.
I'm pretty sure that man would have been pro, pro a lot of things. Yeah. So I'd make an argument for him being pretty freaking evil. It's just at the time period, in those times, people saw things differently. But honestly,
I'm saying evil is a matter of perception to the current populace, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, that's true.
I mean, it's easy to go back and look at the past and say, "Oh my God, these guys are so evil." While you reap the benefits of everything in your life nowadays, it's incredibly easy to do that. But keep in mind, they did what they did. We wouldn't be here streaming right now.
I mean, like he didn't shake hands and do business with like terrorists though.
Well, I mean
terrorists are revolutionaries from a different standpoint, but that's a
that's what I'm saying. No, Zebo, you're 100% right. Say that again.
True.
Say that again so the people in the back, please.
I mean, terrorists are revolutionaries from a different standpoint.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, true, but
ding, ding, ding.
But when your family has a whole emprised, or no, when your family is basically have an empire for oil, and then he comes in and backs you up, and then I
get where you're coming from, because I would respect a lot more if he just said, bro, we want their oil. That's what we want, their resource. We want it and we're taking it. I would respect you a lot more. But to make all these lies and weapons of mass destruction and all this and blah, blah. You just got lucky in the fact that 9/11 happened, so it kind of gave you a reason to go take their shit. But don't fool nobody. All you wanted to do was go take their shit. So why don't you say, I want to go take their shit?
Yeah, because
we lie to ourselves.
Because the plan was because he was buying oil from the Bin Laden for family for years, and now he gonna play the fall guy just because you just want to storm in and take all their stuff is trying to.
David was saying some interesting stuff in the chat.
What?
Yeah. I'm gonna get to that, but I'm letting everybody get through their darts right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I was just saying that's kind of crappy to do business and then like, oh well, okay, we're done doing business. I'm gonna just hand you to the den of wolves, and then I'm gonna say you can play the fall guy, and then fly this plane into the towers, and then storm in off of publicity.
Anybody want to follow that up? No, I'm the only one here. I'm talking.
Oh, they got real quiet after that.
I just, like I said, don't have any interest in those kinds of conversations, really.
Okay, well, let's move on. Y'all heard Quavo got dumped?
Oh, I was gonna ask Soul a question.
Oh, what's up?
It was kind of like, I was gonna subtly kind of move away from the politics a little bit, but in a way to where it kind of connected. So it made me think. So it made me think when you said you would prefer like if they were like honest with themselves. So do you prefer like villains, like I'm talking about like in fiction? Do you prefer villains who are like how I put this, who are like, yes, I'm the bad guy, over villains who are like doing bad things?
If I prefer Doflamingos over Obitos.
Wait,
Obito's is a trash. He's a trash version of that type of character, though. To be fair.
No. What I mean by that is,
what are we talking about now?
What your question is like, you're asking like people who are just honest about what they're doing. Doflamingo's the type of villain who's just evil.
Wait, how did we get into Doflamingo?
Because I'm. This is Z-Boy's question. He was asking the type of villains I prefer.
Okay.
Yeah. So
is that for everybody or just?
Yeah, everybody could go after I go.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. By the way.
But yeah, so like, Doflamingo, he's the type of villain who, like you say, he's just going to admit what he is. He's not sugarcoating it. He's just evil for the sake of being evil. He's an asshole, and he admits it, and he'll laugh about it. As opposed to a film like Obito, who wants some kind of bullshit reason to do what he's doing, when it all boils down to you're upset that a 12-year-old girl died. Just say you're upset that a 12-year-old girl is dead, but you're coming up with all these, the world isn't perfect and this and that, and there'll never be unity. He's like, but look at it. This entire fucking world is uniting against you. Hello, your point's literally been proven wrong, and you just won't admit it, that you're just salty that a 12-year-old girl. So yeah, I do prefer Doflamingos over Obito because Obito is a bitch-ass Anakin Skywalker. Thank you. Thank you. Basically. As opposed to like Doflamingo, who's genuinely just evil, knows he's evil, is cool with being evil, and is not making excuses for why he's evil. He's just evil. That's what I said. Like, if you would just admit, bro, I just want that fucking oil. Yeah, just admit it. And I'll be 100% behind you, because at least I can respect the fact you're just admitting it. You know what I mean? So you can ask your questions. I do prefer villains who, instead of trying to make excuses for why they're doing what they're doing, just be upright and just like, bro, I'm just fucking evil. Like, I'm just like, cool.
I mean, some villains are genuinely trying to do good things.
What? That's not like it's horseshit. Like I believe that's horseshit. But like if you are some kind of villain with some kind of like just cause or some, not even just like if I as the viewer can at least, even though I don't agree with you, can at least look at your past and understand why you feel the way you feel. Fine, that's one thing. I can still get behind you. But when it feels like you're just as a villain just making excuse after excuse after excuse, then it just gets annoying after a while. I mean, I don't know how it feels for everybody, but after a while, it just truly gets annoying.
Okay, so to piggyback off of that, how did you feel about Killmonger then?
I hated Killmonger.
I hated him too.
I hated him, bro. Okay, I'm about to rant. Just like,
you can rant for me because I was probably saying something similar.
I hated Killmonger because he was outright. Killmonger was insane, and he simply just wanted a reason to kill people. If he would have just been upright with that, he would have been fine with it. But no, he hid it behind this mask of, well, I'm doing this for all the brown people. I was like, okay, but I'm going to kill you if you don't go along with me, even if you're one of the brown people. Like, a lot of the shit he did didn't make any fucking sense. At the end of the day, it was like he was counteracting his own points. I want to stop all the brown people from being oppressed. So I'm going to go impress everybody, even the brown people, if they disagree with me, and I'm gonna kill it. It's like at that point, you're not even consistent on your own thoughts. You're just making shit up. Like in the beginning of the movie, when he killed that one lady, that art curator, he's like, "Oh yeah, this belongs to these people." And bro, this lady is an art curator. Her job is to sit here and stand in front of this thing and tell you where it came from to her knowledge. She didn't fucking steal it, but you're treating her like she's somehow a bad guy for it being in the museum.
To be fair, that's kind of point because it's like he's extreme. You know, you're not really supposed to root for him. No.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying Killmonger himself is dishonest about what he wants. Killmonger does not give a fuck about liberating brown-skinned people or doing any of this shit. Killmonger genuinely just wants to kill people, and this is the reason he's saying he's doing it. But he's not as righteous as he wants you to believe he is. So at the end of the movie, when he's like, "I'd rather be blah blah my ancestors, they drown on shit." Shut the fuck up, bro. You're a psychopath. Just admit
he pissed all over his ancestors. He pissed on his ancestors.
Hey guys, how you doing?
We're gonna get to you in a second. We're gonna get to you in a second. But like, you're literally just a psychopath. You're literally just killing people because you feel like it, and I could be down with that. But it's the fact that you're given some kind of sewer moralistic reason for what you're doing. When you look at your own actions, it doesn't make fucking sense because you're shitting on the same people you claim you want to protect, and you're antagonizing them and terrorizing them simply because they're like, maybe we shouldn't kill everybody in the world, you know. And I'll rant on this forever. We'll go to Katakuri, then we'll go to Loner, then we'll go to David, then we'll go to Z-Boy. Katakuri, your take.
All right, so I'm assuming this is still in regard to what Z had asked, right?
Yeah.
What was the question again? Just to refresh, because I kind of forgot exactly what it was.
How about this? So I was asking. So does he prefer villains who are kind of like, haha, I'm just like the bad guy, or does he prefer villains who are like, I'm doing bad things for like a good cause?
I hate them niggas.
What he's saying is like villains who are like they're evil and they know they're evil, or villains is I'm not evil, you made me evil, like that type of villain. And just
I hate them niggas.
For me, it can kind of depend. I'm
sorry, I don't mean to be rude.
That's fine. I put a lot of stock into actions over words. So even if a character has the best, I'm not trying to say intentions, but even if they have believable reasons for doing what they're doing and they're not being hypocritical about, you know, what they're doing being bad or not, if their actions aren't, what's the word? I don't want to use the term evil because that's, you know, obviously an overused word to use, but I guess for the lack of a better term, I'll just use that as an example, or use that as the term.
Yeah.
So genuinely, I prefer, and it's my favorite type of villain, are the what the hell is the term? It's not sympathetic villain. It's
the anti-villain.
Is it sympathetic? No. Villains who justified villain.
Militant extremists.
A villain with a genuine reason for the even if you disagree with him, you can understand he has a genuine reason for his current rationale and the current way he thinks.
And every single one of my favorite villains is one of those. Is from that type. Is from that. What am I talking about? Type, idiot. It's from that
archetype. Yeah,
archetype. Thank you. I don't know what.
Like just evil because they're evil and they're evil. Yeah. They don't really give a fuck if it makes
sense. And
they're just evil.
Since you mentioned Doflamingo, he reminds me of one of my favorite villains, actually my number one, who doesn't necessarily come right out and say I'm evil or anything of that sort, but he does come out and admit the fact that humanity has, he pretty much his claim is that all humans are evil and we try to hide that or they try to act like they're not. And that's one of the things I really appreciate him, even though he's completely insane and trying to end the entire human race. He still says, you need to come to grips with the fact that as a human, you are evil, and not try to lie to yourself about it. But which I know is a very vague answer to it, especially because I didn't say who the character was. But
no, you Gucci, you Gucci. Anything else you want to add to that?
I guess I should add something. And the character I'm talking about is Shinobu Sensui.
Okay.
Who is a character that I've been fascinated with every single time I rewatch that arc.
Ain't that from Yu Yu Hakusho?
Yeah, Chapter Black of Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh yeah.
Yes, the GOAT.
Ever since I saw that arc, I've developed an obsession with him. Not an unhealthy one to the point where I'm going to actually try to open up a portal of demon world in humanity, but like an obsession in the sense of, favoritism over a fictional character.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah, you good. Well, the interesting thing about Sensui as a character was that he truly was such a black or white individual. That the second you put a little bit of grain into his perspective, he couldn't take it. Like his whole psyche shattered. You showed him a little
child that never grew up.
I like them niggas.
Yeah,
I like them niggas.
Okay, well,
him, it was just like, I'm a human, demons are bad, we kill the demons because humans are good. Then he saw humans torturing demons, he was like, whoa, wait, whoa, damn.
Humans are pieces of shit. Wait, what? Hold up. That's not supposed to happen.
He was like, whoa, hold on, time out. Wait, hold on, wait a minute. So like, and it not just like slaying them, because it's one thing to slay something to save something else, right? And that's what he was doing. He saw humans just generally getting their rocks off and just having a good time torturing people. Really, I get the humans who couldn't defend themselves, and that just kind of just blew his whole perspective out the water because he's like, well, mate, fuck. But it's just he had a hard time understanding. He was like, bro, it doesn't matter what you are. There's just good and bad, and all of this thing isn't good, and all of this thing isn't bad. But Swansea had a hard time of just coming to that conclusion.
Well, I mean,
okay, so
he never really grew up. I mean, he never really had the opportunity to learn. He was pretty much stunted in his emotional and not just emotional, but also his worldview, his growth in regards to seeing things outside of his narrow minded view was just not possible. Or not that it wasn't possible, that he just didn't really have an opportunity to investigate any of that. It's funny. The last thing I'll say on this is during that arc, Genkai pretty much says to Yusuke the reason why he was recruited was because he didn't have that kind of that he was too stupid to consider asking those kinds of questions, basically, like pretty much an obedient soldier. Which
what? Yes, but like no, but like yes, like 100% yes. But like Yusuke is the last thing of like when you think of an obedient soldier, Yusuke should be the last thing you think of.
Well, that's true. Yeah,
he's a soldier that will get the job done and don't really ask questions about it, unless he kind of. But that's such a because that's 100% the truth. Like Yusuke is like he really would be like the perfect fighter because, like you say, he doesn't have the mentality to be like, this is fair, this isn't fair, this is good, this is bad. It's like, you want me to kill this guy? Cool, I'm gonna spirit gun him, and this is gonna be over, right?
Yeah.
On that level, but just in terms of Yusuke is a definition of a punk kid with a shitty attitude.
Well, yeah,
he's the definition of that. But that's what made him kind of like, because here's the one thing about Yusuke, and this is what I like about his character. He kind of reminds me of Luffy in this way, but Luffy's a little bit more extreme, where you wouldn't really count Yusuke as like a good guy.
Oh, definitely not.
He's not.
He's an asshole.
Yeah.
No, honestly, no. Hold on, wait a second. Wait a minute.
He is an asshole.
Yusuke is a very good guy. He's just a little.
No.
Really?
Let me
finish.
He's a great guy, dude. He saves the world countless times, bro. Like, are you serious?
Wait a minute, guys. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying he doesn't do. What I'm saying is, like, when I say about like a good guy, Yusuke is not like a gentleman. What I'm saying is he's not a bad person, but he is an ass. He is a punk. But at the same token, he's not a malicious person. He's not out to get you. He's not out to hurt you. He's not out to do anything bad to you. That doesn't mean all his characteristics are that of a noble, kind-hearted, sweet-hearted person. Yusuke, yeah.
I mean, of course, to me though, I feel like a character doesn't have to be a nice guy to be a good guy, but you know.
Well, it depends. If you mean good guy in the sense of he fights for what's right ultimately, then yeah, that's definitely true. And
he's not a nice guy. Niceness too could be kind of overrated because there's plenty of nice guys who would be too scared to save like lives or something.
But them being afraid or having the capability to save somebody's life has nothing to do with them being nice or not. That's just them realistically looking at what they can or can't do in the situation. That's why Usopp gets afraid in certain situations. He's like, I don't think I can fucking do this. Doesn't mean he's not a nice person. It just means he's like, I don't think I can fucking do this. And his back.
That's fair, but I mean, Usopp does, helps in the end. I'm talking about like.
But here's the thing: you're talking about a guy like Yusuke who spent his entire middle school career beating the shit out of entire gangs by himself. So he has physical capabilities to take on threats. So the fact that he's beating up these threats isn't him being a good person. It's him being like, yo, I'm about to beat the shit. That's like a hood mentality, bro. That's like, you wouldn't consider a gang. Yusuke is a solo gangbanger if you really think about it from that perspective. You wouldn't consider anybody to be a good person.
He does have a gun too.
I mean, if you remember though, that doctor was super evil. Yusuke didn't even want to kill that guy. But anyways, I ain't trying to get into Yu Hakusho discussion.
Well, that's what I said. Yusuke, he's not malicious in his nature, but that doesn't make him like, Okay, I'll put it to you. What's the best way to, say you take like Luffy for example, right? I actually made a video on this not too long ago, like 2 years ago or something. But like Luffy's the furthest thing from like a good guy, right? A good guy wouldn't free all the world's worst criminal out of prison just because he needed a distraction, stuff like that. That's not something a good person does. Like that. At the end of the day, Yusuke and Luffy, like they're characters who are ultimately at their core selfish. They're just like not malicious. But that's
a good point. That's a good point.
They don't want to do at the end of the day. And a good person is selfless. A good person is truly selfless. Yusuke's not.
Okay, so
that's a very good point.
Well, then most people aren't good because not a lot of people are selfless. A lot of people are selfish.
Yeah. Let me ask y'all this.
Aren't good. I hope
that's kind of a good point because they're kind of contrast. Like Yusuke's more like. He acts more like of a jerk than Luffy, but he more of actually does care about saving the world. While Luffy acts more nicer, but he doesn't care about saving the world.
I wouldn't say that he cares about saving the world.
No, before you go with that, keep in mind, this is the same person. Luffy would just punch you if he decides I don't like you. Fuck if you're actually an asshole or not. If you look at Kobe, fucking Don Krieg, Arlong, Celestial Dragons, if Luffy just decides I don't like you, he's gonna run up and hit you. That a good person doesn't do that, bro. like with no.
I mean, some of us only don't do that because we'd get in trouble for it. But if there was no law against that,
Luffy's definitely a nice guy to me. He's just not. He's how I put this. Bro, no, listen, because it's not that black and white, right? Luffy's he's a nice guy, but he's not exactly a good guy. He's kind of like Goku. Like Goku's is a nice guy, but he's not exactly a true good guy.
I wouldn't compare him to Goku though, because the thing about Goku's
not a nice guy. What the fuck?
Goku's a selfish a-hole. I mean, all he cares about is fighting. He'll do whatever is necessary to.
I'm talking about in the way they act, like in the way they act, like day to day, like how they act, like carefree and like very like.
Carefree is not good.
I don't know how to describe it to you. He is a nice guy though.
He's that way in. He's that way in.
Hold on, Z-Boy. You gotta think about it like this. Just think about it from this simple perspective. Are there corrupt Marines? Sure. Does that mean every single Marine in One Piece is corrupt? Hell the fuck no. 90% of those guys are just guys who joined the military. They want to do the right thing and help people and do stuff. Luffy sinks them niggas and drowns them on a daily basis. like you gotta really just think about this. Where it's like Luffy is a criminal. He will always be a criminal.
I mean, we don't know. No, listen. He should kill them guys, but we know they're not dead because
how do we know some of them don't die? I mean,
wait a minute.
From what they see, like. Do you remember like when Kuma had attacked all them pirates with that giant air bomb and they was like still alive? Like the characters don't really die like that.
I mean, we don't know if Kuma may have just held back.
Boy, hold on. That's fucking irrelevant to the point I'm making. Regardless if he kills them or not, he still sinks.
He attacks soldiers.
He still doing that. Yeah, like regardless if he kills him or not, he was still gun gatling him. He was still telling Nami to
I mean,
drop
them soldiers were trying to capture him
because he's a fucking criminal.
Yeah.
He's
an actual criminal.
I mean,
What
all
you
pilots
talking
in One
about?
Piece are like that.
Miles, by that,
Every
yo,
single pilot.
Soulface. I'm sorry. Like, I have to chime in because apparently the definition of words have changed, and I was unaware of this definition of this change in definition. I'm sorry. Let's assume, Soulfist, that you go to jail.
Mhm.
You get arrested for murder, right? Right? You get arrested for murder, right, Soulfist?
Mhm.
You go to jail. I disagree with it. I'm gonna beat the brakes out of every guard and free the prisoners in order to save you. What does that make me?
Makes you a
Criminal.
terrible person. It
makes you a criminal.
Makes you a criminal. And Z-Boy, think about this on a fundamental level. Luffy and the rest of the Straw Hats sat there and watched 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 or 7 people get sold into slavery when they were on South Pole. They literally did not give a fuck. It was like, we just want Kami back. We gonna actually participate in the slave trade. We're gonna buy Kami back, and then we're gonna go to Fishman Island and have fun and drink rum and shit. Bro, Naruto, see this way, like Midoriya or like Naruto, actual good guys wouldn't have sat back and watched those people get sold into slavery. Luffy didn't give a fuck. He was like, okay, we getting Kami back, we out of here, bro. He only hit that Celestial Dragon only because Hachi got shot and he fucks with Hachi. If you're not like the comment says on it, if you're not in Luffy's inner circle, bro, he's not about to. He's a pirate. He don't got time to save the world. He doesn't give a fuck about that.
Honestly, this sounds more like Gone, but
I don't know about that. I mean, yeah.
Okay, so let me ask y'all a question.
Did the definition of hero change in the since last night?
I'll put it to you this way, Z-Boy. Do you think?
Let me ask y'all a question after this.
I'll put it to you this way. Do you think the Avengers would have sat there and watched all those people get sold into slavery on Sabaody?
Nope. They would have killed every single person who was trying to take them away.
of course not the Avengers would
The Straw Hat sat there like this. Oh, that person. Oh shit, he bit his tongue off. Oh, God.
And I mean, to be fair, so did Rayleigh, but then again, he's also a pirate, so
they're not good people.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So like that kind of ties into my question. So, do you consider Thanos a villain?
Yes.
Wait a minute. You gotta be specific. Are you talking Thanos as in the 616 comic book Thanos in that universe?
No, the movie
universe Thanos.
In the movie, Thanos.
So Thanos in the MCU, do I consider him a villain? Give me like 2 minutes. I'm about to think about that.
Yeah, like because of his actions.
Wait a minute. Hold on, David. I want you to answer that question first.
Yeah, because his. Do you consider Thanos in the MCU a villain?
Yes.
Through his actions.
Yes.
Reasoning, please.
Okay, reasoning.
Oh, you need reasoning. Oh.
No. I mean, I would like your reasoning why you.
Okay. Yeah, I get because objectively he snapped because he decided arbitrarily on his own. There was no counsel. He has no evidence to back up anything that he's doing. He is making a decision to kill half of the galaxy solely because he believes it will make the galaxy better. There's no evidence that he proposes.
Wait. Before you continue that, there is evidence to support his claim.
Yeah, it is evidence, though.
Not it is. You have to agree with it.
Look at the world we live in.
As far as the MCU goes, just like Thanos told Gamora, Gamora's like, you're a monster. You shut to my planet. You slaughtered half those people. And Thanos literally he stopped there and asked her, he's like, time out. Have you been back to that planet since I left it 20-something years ago? Have you? It's thriving. There's way more food. There's way more space. The fucking all their money has more value to it and everything. But that's his thought process, is what I'm saying. So
yes, that's his thought process. My point is, what he has done is created desolation and called it peace. I can say the same thing about Houston. If I dropped a nuke on Houston, 4 million people be wiped out of Houston. But yes, ultimately the vegetation will grow back. People, the food would get better. You can make the argument that there wouldn't be as much crime. But did I kill 4 million people? Yes. Stop it. If you want to listen, these types of conversations is what lend ourselves to having Anakin Skywalkers in the world. If you want to be a bitch ass nigga, be a bitch ass nigga. But don't justify it by telling me that you're doing something good. I hate that. Dog, I hate them. I hate them.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
We can all agree that.
See, because how I was interpreting
if you want to do something,
hold on, we can all agree that Anakin is way better than Obito, though, right? Like we can just make that all. We can all sit right here.
I mean,
yes, because he was actually married to his bride.
Obito's legit trash as a character.
Obito is pure garbage.
Yeah,
pure
come on,
trash.
guys. Obito's the coolest guy.
Stop it.
about
Oh my
Madara.
God, don't get me started. I'm
About Madara.
Yo,
I'm not-
Katakuri.
What's up?
Obito, I'm with you. Obito is pure, unadulterated, 125% trash.
Oh,
we
Garbage.
agree. We agree. We agree. That was a joke.
Probably
That was
the worst villain I've ever seen.
But
This
I don't know.
nigga started World War IV over a girl that he wasn't even smashing.
If I can have the
Wasn't
floor,
he like 14 too? He was like a grown man.
hey guys, if I can have the floor real quick. Here's why, to me, here's what makes Obito so bad to me, because Obito is the foundation for Kakachi's structure. That was the first structure of teaching. That's the first thing we got introduced to. The only reason why Team 7 passed their exam is because they lived up to the model that Obito left to Kakashi when he died. This is the guy that taught Kakashi, if you don't save your friends, you're scum, and this and that, and all these other ideals and beliefs, right? So then, when you find out that this guy that gave Kakashi his moral foundation and shaped him for the rest of his life is now evil and started World War IV, and you just ask him, how can you possibly get to this point? Well, like, what's your reasoning? And then he tells you, because of you let Ren die. And I'm like, whoa, okay, hold on, time out. If Kakashi would have just slaughtered Ren cold-bloodedly, maybe I would get you a little bit. But Ren asked to be killed. So my question then becomes, what would happen if Ren just killed herself? Would you still start World War IV? What I'm saying is that you spotted all this stuff, and I was led to believe that you as a character believed this by sacrificing your life to Kakashi. But when it came down to the nitty-gritty, you didn't believe shit you were saying.
True.
Or he just changed his beliefs in a stupid way.
No, he just didn't believe it.
No, because listen,
once again,
Ren may have died, but Ren did not die for no reason. Ren died because if you do not kill me, I will turn into a giant 3-tailed turtle and blow the fuck out of everything with Bijou bombs.
True. True.
Right.
So she didn't die for no reason. She didn't. It wasn't just like she just like Kakashi failed to save her, or they were getting attacked by ninja and then he left her behind and then she died. No. Ren was like, kill me, please, so I don't kill all of you.
No. What I'm saying is,
he should have understood that completely.
No. What I'm saying is, it doesn't really make any sense or justify how he got to this point really at all. What I'm saying, with what the story tells us and what it shows, he does believe in it, but it just doesn't make any sense of how he became that crazy. That's what I'm saying.
Because he's a child that never grew up.
Man, bro, that nigga was grown. Stop it, dog.
And then you got to think about it on multiple levels.
Well, I'm not defending Obito, dude. I told you I was joking when I was bringing up the Naruto reference of the coolest guy.
Oh.
But what I'm saying is, logically from the story, from what they apparently are telling us, he does believe in the beliefs because he sacrificed himself, but he, for some reason, became an ultimate nihilist at the end.
That was just an ass pull.
Bro, Obito was trash, dog.
I just want to say one thing really quick, because I see a comment right there in the chat which says Luffy and Goku have the same mindset. I wanted to respectfully disagree with that, because Goku's mindset revolves around getting better at combat because he enjoys combat. Luffy has a similar mindset of getting stronger, but not because he enjoys fighting. It's just because to Luffy, fighting is a means to an end. Luffy wants to be, in his own words, the freest person on the planet. He wants nobody to ever tell him what to do. And if he needs to beat you up for that, he'll do it. But Luffy's not obsessed with battle like Goku is.
No.
Not only that, but Luffy is not giving Doflamingo a sense of being and putting his friends in danger.
That's true.
No, Luffy fights dirty, and Luffy also doesn't care if you fight dirty to him, because Luffy. That's why I say Luffy's not like a hero. Like if Captain America's fighting Crocodile pull out a poisonous hook. Captain America like, you villainous fiend, you dirty fight. You know, like he'll say, because Captain America's like righteous, so he wouldn't fight dirty. Luffy would jump you. Luffy don't care if he gets jumped. He'll just chop up to like, oh, okay, well, shit, we scrapping, we fighting in the you know, like that's what I'm saying. Luffy's a hoodlum. He's not righteous at all. He's the furthest thing from it. He's just not malicious. And I think people really don't understand that about him.
Luffy is putting
that's like kind of like
wait a minute.
That's like
Loner did category.
Like, I'll let y'all go. But
Loner did category, then David.
Oh well, I was about to say like, well, you could probably say the same like couple of things about like Baron Zemo and the Red Skull.
Oh god, here we go.
Wait, you
mean the Nazis?
Can you give some more clarity to that statement?
Are you trying to make the Nazis sound good right now?
Oh God.
Oh well, I was saying like good like good villains like that are just evil to be evil like Doflamingo. I would probably say Red Skull and Baron Zemo.
I wouldn't compare Zemo to Doflamingo though at all.
Zemo considers himself to be a bad person.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about the MCU's Baron Zemo. I'm talking about like Baron Zemo from like the 616. That guy.
Yeah, the comic Zemo.
Yeah, Baron Zemo is essentially just the dopest soldier ever, and like on that level, it's about his nation. So if everything he's doing for the prosperity of his nation, to him, that doesn't. He's not like I want to destroy the Americans because I'm evil. Now he doesn't like. For him, it's like the Americans try to stop us from getting our guap while they get their guap. I don't fuck with that. Why are you allowed to get guap? We can't get guap. I want guap.
That's facts, David Bigland. The Durokage is the true villain, bro.
Here we go.
That's facts.
I didn't hear you. What did you say?
Wait 1 second. I'm about to read the comment. So David Bigland left the comment saying the third Hokage was a true villain. He let the fourth Hokage's son Naruto get treated harsh by everyone in the village. I understand why his death was needed. So he must. I understand why his death was needed. He let so much stuff slide underneath him, though. Okay, so
I completely agree with that.
So hold on, I'll respond to that. But Bennington, I want you to give your thoughts on that.
Okay. Firstly, I'm sorry I'm recording a gameplay, but I'm sorry if I'm seeming distracted. But I completely agree with that. The fact that the third Hokage was the most ineffective. Let's not even. He's the most ineffective Hokage I've ever seen. Let's remove. Let's remove what he did to Naruto. This nigga saw Orochimaru conducting evil experiments. He saw this, and his first question upon rolling up on Orochimaru doing something evil, he said, Orochimaru, what are you doing? Put any other Hokage in that situation. What is the first thing they're doing? They're about to fool Orochimaru first and then figure out what's going on. That would be like me. That would be like me watching a girl getting raped, and I see my best friend raping her, and I say, "Hi, what are you doing?" I'm not going over there. Stop it.
Facts.
Wait, hold on. So what was the Orochimaru doing that would be classified as evil?
No, he was actually doing an evil experiment on a child.
But is that evil though?
All right.
Okay. I want to. Hold on. I like to challenge people's mindset and challenge. Not to say that I disagree or anything, but like I've never seen a Orochimaru as outright evil. I've seen a Orochimaru as somebody who's obsessed with knowledge and wants to get it.
Like Orochimaru been dead wrong, bro. Like
I got a hard disagree on that.
The point I'm getting that's like for somebody to be.
I mean, like, would you call a mad scientist evil?
Wait 1 second. So, like, it depends. Like, that's what I'm saying. For me to classify somebody as evil, it means like one, not only are they irredeemable, but they don't want to be redeemed. You know what I mean? They'll never think about it as like, oh, I'm doing something wrong. That's what I'm saying. I consider Orochimaru somebody with an obsessive thirst for knowledge to get it by any means necessary. But later in his life, he came to the conclusion, well, maybe I was doing this the wrong way. I don't think an evil person would do that. At the end of the day,
he gave kids hickeys in their neck.
At the end of the day, Orochimaru just wanted to be able to research uninhibited, and he was going about it on his own. But then now he was like, well, if you'll still let me research and I do it under these parameters, and I still get to study and learn more about jutsu and do all this, but not do it in a way where I abduct people and do all this shit, then at the end of the day, this is really all I want to do. So it's not about him torturing and kidnapping people because he's evil. It was really, at the end of the day, all for his thirst for knowledge.
Okay, I hear you, but he also must be held accountable for the things he's done. He has destroyed people's lives.
He is being held accountable, and he's accepting all the penance for that. Because Naruto told him, you stay here, you're on total watch, you do everything I say. If you slip up once, I kill you and your child. And Orochimaru's like, cool.
All right.
Oh, man. I think that's a bit of a I mean, I hear you, but I think it's kind of a reach as well.
Oh, but by all means, category, please.
I get it, but it's just that's a hard pill to swallow, man.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
That's
okay. Put it to this way: Do you think Emperor Palpatine can ever be talked some sense into?
Fuck no.
Nope.
No, no.
So that's what I'm saying. To me, that's genuine evil.
Yeah, Emperor Palpatine be tripping, bro. Good. Let your dark feelings rule you,
Oh my
boy.
god.
He literally.
Who knows, man? Talk no juicy OP.
No. What I'm saying is Palpatine literally states, "I
Come on,
want
man.
shit to be done in the name of wickedness. Like this is what I want. Like I want suffering." Orochimaru never claimed he wanted people to suffer. He wanted knowledge, even if people had to suffer. Then he realized, well, I can get knowledge without people suffering.
Well, that is evil to me. That is evil to me. Like if you put your own how I put this, your own like how I don't know how you put it.
If you prioritize your quest for knowledge over the betterment of other people's well-being.
Yeah, you prioritize like Walter White, for example. You know, like he knew his family would be in danger from the things he did and all that. He knew he was killing people and such, but he just wanted power.
Oh yeah, Well, I don't know. I don't think Walter White wanted power. Not necessarily. Walter White wanted to leave something behind for his family, but he was doing it by any means necessary.
No, dude. No. By episode like 8
to the power. He gets addicted to the power.
No, screw that. No, actually, no. By episode 8, they tell us that's not the case. Spoilers for Breaking Bad, because he could have took the money for the cancer and all that. He could have went to Grant and Elliot and asked them for money for his family. He could have. It was shown to us that he was just doing it just because to satisfy his own ego.
Well, anyway. Yeah, Walter White was also actually no. Now that I hear what you're saying, but you gotta think about it from this angle, because like I agree with you actually. But he was also a man who believed he was on the cusp of dying. While he didn't, and he wasn't by any means without or suffering, but he didn't have everything he wanted to have in his lifetime. He was unfulfilled in the middle. He was basically going through a midlife crisis while dying at the same time. He was like, well,
I understand.
Go balls to the wall then. Like, fuck it, nigga. I'm about to die anyway. And nigga, I want the cool shit. I want the cool shit. And at first he did it under the guise of, well, I'll give all this shit to my family. But there is a point where Walter White was kind of just like on some other shit. Like I'll never forget the episodes where like Jesse was to Walter's standards slipping on their production levels. And because he was fucking around with Jessica Jones, I forgot her name of the show, inside the show, but the girl who played Jessica Jones. And then when she was choking in her sleep, and Walter was right there, he looked at her. He's like, well, damn, but this bitch dies in her sleep. She won't fuck with Jesse no more. So I'm just going to sit here and watch her die in her sleep. Now, granted, I'm not against that. I don't believe you have to save anybody. I don't. But like he still just sat there and watched her. He was like, I'm going to let her die.
I get why he's the way he is, you know, although it's very self-inflicted, because as smart as he is, you know, he probably could have made up something else besides the gray matter.
He didn't have to be a high school teacher his whole life, what you're saying.
Yeah. I understand the way he is, you know, you could be your own worst enemy, and I understand he's not like he's how I put this. He's not like cartoonishly evil. Like he didn't just start off like just one day.
Hey, I'll be back in a moment.
No problem. Yeah, but by the way, can Walter White be the show tries to portray what? Well, that's the difference between being the protagonist of your series and being a good person, because the show portrays him as the protagonist, by no means like a good person.
Yeah, he's a villain protagonist. Like he becomes evil. He becomes more evil over time.
Like super villain, though. You know what I mean?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying he's not cartoonishly evil. He does become an evil man, but he still like cares for his family to some level, and he cares for Jesse. But he does become an evil man because he prioritizes his own, you know, ego for power over, you know, others around him.
You could argue that his caring for Jesse is only what in his own head is caring for Jesse and not actually caring. Because if he actually cared for Jesse in the literal sense, he would not have allowed that girl to die, regardless of what she
No. Listen. He cares, but it doesn't overpower his.
I don't know. I mean, he was willing to off him. He was willing to have him. You know,
I mean, it took a lot though before he was willing to do that though. I mean, a villain can care about someone and still do horrible things to him. You know, or not even just a villain, like a horrible person could do that. You know?
I just want to interject one quick and just respond to what's being said about Tsunade, which I consider to be complete slander right here in the chat. Listen, bro, at the end of the day, Jiraiya wanted to go. Tsunade wasn't about to encroach on his free will and tell him not to do what he wanted to do. She didn't let him do anything. That was Jiraiya's decision. But
yeah, it was Jiraiya. He's a grown man.
I got other issues with Tsunade, but that's definitely not one of them because that was not anything to do with her whatsoever.
But continue. Well, who's Z-Boy Katakuri? Who was speaking just now?
We was
that was me just now.
Okay. Katakuri. I guess we want to continue on the point where we were on previously about like Walter White and motives and all these other things, because that's an interesting topic to go on. Like, well, generally classify. I wouldn't classify Walter White as a villain. I wouldn't classify him as a hero. I wouldn't classify him as a villain. I wouldn't even classify him as an anti-hero. I guess you would consider him like, is that like an anti-villain? Is that a term?
Yeah, that's a term. Yeah.
I guess that's what Walter White would be, huh?
Anti-villains usually are like they're villains, but they have like some type of how to put this? Some type of sympathetic motivations or
Magneto. Like Magneto.
Or something about them that you know what?
Magneto's
Walter White would be an anti-villain if
I wouldn't call him a racist.
Truly wouldn't call him racist. Right? He genuinely speaks about.
He's specious. He's not racist.
Yeah. Species it, not racist. There you go. Species it. That exactly.
But he also has a reason to be, because I mean, he's experienced so many of his kind getting ostracized and killed by humans, and obviously what he experienced during the Holocaust.
Yeah, but when you get to the point when you're like, oh, I'm gonna fucking flood the planet. You know, you kind of.
If I was a mutant,
anti-villains can they can do things as bad as actual genuine evil for the sake of evil villains. It just has they have to have some type of sympathetic motivation or some type of heroic qualities, as in like Lelouch. Lelouch, he could be either between an anti-hero or an anti-villain, depending on points of time in the story.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, anti-villain would be like that dude from fucking Redo of Hitler or something like that. You know, like somebody who's clearly doing terrible fucking things, but you totally get where they're coming from, and they're almost justified in why they're doing it. My only point with Magneto was Magneto's not justified in it. Shit he's doing. He's not. He's just fucking.
I'd justify it, but then again, I'm a human, so he'd be killing me too. So
I would say he's an anti-villain. But anti-villains can be just as bad as
How is Magneto justified in anything he's done? I've run a lot of comics with Magneto in it. Dude's just off his rocker.
I mean, if I was a mutant, I'd probably side with him. I probably would join him, honestly.
I mean, he is trying to help the mutant race in his own extraordinarily.
As humans, we always look at the fact that we're humans and he's doing awful things to us. So clearly, he's.
Hold on. But my point is,
if we were mutants, we might feel differently.
Hold on. My point is, you can help the mutant race without wiping out the human race.
Oh, Loner backstage.
I mean, he's very much so a product of his, life experiences, and that can't really be helped. I mean, once your mind is a certain way due to awful things you've experienced, that's pretty much the way it goes.
No,
what about Deadpool?
A person can't grow past their mindset.
Deadpool's like, how I put this. I don't know. He's not an anti-villain. He's not a. He. I forgot what they call.
He's in between.
Who?
No, I didn't call him a heroic. I didn't call it a heroic.
Deadpool.
Deadpool is simply a mercenary. Meaning, if you got the cash, he got the action. It's just that simple. It's that simple. He does what he wants to do. If he doesn't feel like doing it, he won't do it. Even if he doesn't feel like doing it, if he decides he wants to do it based off how much you pay him, he'll do it. He doesn't care. He'll kill you without remorse. Deadpool is a mercenary. He's a gun for hire. That's what he's a merc with a mouth. That's what he is. Like it's literally it's all there.
Yeah,
true.
And when it comes down to stuff like that, you can say, well, he'll help the Avengers if the world's in danger, or the villains will help the Avengers if the world in danger because they want to still be villains on Earth. They can't.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would a villain sit there and watch an alien come and invade the planet and take over? Bro, I still live here. So at that point, you can't give anybody credit for doing that. It's like
that actually reminds me.
Deadpool's chaotic neutral.
Yeah, Deadpool's definitely chaotic neutral. He's not good or bad. He if you got the cash, he got the guns. It's that simple.
Well,
that's almost like Venom.
Well, people actually not a villain. Like at all. Venom is kind of like Dr. Doom in a sense where Dr. Doom really hates Reed Richards. Venom, as in Eddie Brock and the symbiote, like Venom as the unit, just really hates Peter Parker.
He just hates Peter. Well,
yeah, I read issues where they were stalking Peter, and like I gotta think about what comic this was, but they were stalking Peter. They were about to attack him, and they saw Peter was saving the school bus full of children, and they were like, damn. And then they was like, okay, well, we'll wait till he's finished because they don't have, as Venom, they don't have beef with these children. They're not out to kill children.
Mm-hmm. They just hate Peter.
They're not going to stop Spider-Man from saving these children. Oh, but when we catch them alone, we're gonna get his ass, and like, we'll attack his family, not because we're evil, we like beating up old ladies and redheaded girls, but because they mean something to Spider-Man. So, like, it's the same thing like Dr. Doom and Reed Richards. It was like not really evil, just really hates Reed Richards. And if you're part of the Fantastic Four, that means you're associated with Reed Richards, so I hate you by proxy. It's kind of on that level.
It's almost like the Quantum Ranger in Power Rangers Time Force, where he doesn't fuck with West. So because he doesn't fuck with West, he doesn't fuck with the other Rangers.
Yeah.
He's like, man, I hate that nigga West. Well, what about us? Fuck y'all niggas too.
And like, y'all cool with West? Yeah. Well, I don't like y'all either.
Fuck y'all.
Doesn't Venom eat people?
What did we do? Shut up.
So clearly, I missed something. I'm guessing. I did hear something about Venom, and I had something to say. Yeah, Venom is not the villain. The villain would be Carnage in that respect.
Carnage is a villain.
Venom.
Yes.
Carnage be tripping. Carnage need to be put down.
Well, of course he does, but I mean, I'd say that about a lot of villains that need to be put down. Even characters that I may be intrigued by that are villains, depending on what they've done, need to be put down.
Oh yeah, that's why I say 100%, bro. Like the Red Hood and the Punisher got it right. They got the right mindset, 100%.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So I'm not the only one alone in that. I swore for years I thought I was alone.
No.
I've always sided with Punisher.
Like if you ask me, like Jason Todd, Frank Castle, they got it. They're on the money. Like, they get it. Like they understand.
As a matter of fact, yo, Sophus, you know this about me more than anybody else, right? You know who my favorite type of villains are. My villains are, I'm the villain because fuck you, I'm the villain. I'm not here to be redeemed. I'm not here to hold hands, sing kumbaya.
Right. I'm the bad guy. You like the Razor Ramones. You like, I'm the bad guy. Yeah.
Yeah. No, my favorite. This is the type of villain I love. I am bad guy. I've come here to fuck up your world. You are good guy. You've come here to stop me from fucking up your world. Put your hands up. Let's box. Like that's where I'm at with mines. I'm black and white with mines. I will never like these because they have an overemphasis on these sympathetic villains. That's where that whole Naruto trope, talk no jutsu bullshit comes from. Is I can talk you out of your villainy. No, some niggas gotta go.
No, hold on. No, that's interesting because here's a mindset I have that I might be alone in. I don't know, but if you were to ask me, like, okay, if you say like Thanos, right? Like you take Thanos, some off in the comic books, like he loves the god of death. He loves her so much. He worships her, and all he wants to do is bring people to her altar. So he's just going to go around the universe to please her, right? Evil person. Now, if you compare him to somebody like, say, Darkseid, I don't really think Darkseid is a bad person or evil or a villain at all. No, and then let me give you an explanation for that. Darkseid is a new god from Apocalypse, just like the new gods in New Genesis, right? He's a new god. So to him, not even to him, on a factual level, like he's a deity. He's on a higher level. So to that standpoint, would anybody call you if he goes to planets like I want this planet, I'm taking it? Would anybody call you an evil villain for destroying an anthill in your lawn? No, to Darkseid, the universe is his lawn.
To the ants.
Okay, so but by that logic, then Galactus isn't a villain.
No, he's definitely not a villain.
Galactus is hungry. Yeah,
he eats.
He's hungry. It's just that simple. Nobody. It's like Meruem to Netherrealm, bro. Listen, and this is why I really fuck with Meruem because Meruem could have just been an evil asshole, but he even said, okay, maybe we've been doing this the wrong way, right? At first we were just going after all you niggas, but what I want you to do, Mr. Hunter, is acknowledge that we are the new dominant species on the planet. It's no longer the humans, and we'll work together. We'll just take your criminals and shit. We'll work up a system because we still need to eat, but maybe we don't need to kill all you. And just like you guys herd cows and chickens and shit, we're going to herd you. Netero he was a sore loser, just didn't want to admit that.
I'd say Netero was more the villain there because I've never seen Meruem as a villain.
But what I'm saying is like what Meruem was saying, was he wrong? Look, at the end of the day, we still need to eat and we eat you.
That's true.
And nobody calls you people bad for doing what you do, but this is what we need to do. And keep in mind, the only reason why the ants did not completely take over the planet is because they were relegated to one island. If they were on every island on the planet, the humans lost.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Fact. It's over. The humans would have lost. So they were, but what Meruem was saying is like, look, bro, we're going to spread, we're going to take over. We can do this peacefully, or we can do it by force. I got to the point where I don't really want to do it by force because I met Kamugi, and I'm not really like out to get humans, but I still need to eat you motherfuckers. So how about we just eat your? We can work up a system. We could just talk about this. I just want to talk to you. Netero was like, I can't fucking let this ant make the man. I'm a human, bro. It's like it's just like you don't want to admit you're no longer the dominant species on the planet. Fine, why would you? I get it from that standpoint. Why would you, right? But at the same token, does that make Meruem a bad guy, or is he just somebody that's trying to make sure he has a constant food source?
Just trying to have a constant food source.
The problem with that is this. The problem with that is this: if he was to take his what's the word I'm looking for? If he was to take his philosophy all the way to his nth conclusion, you'll ultimately end up killing innocent people at some point. At some point, innocent people are going to get involved.
No. You think Meruem would kill innocent people by that point?
No, but but before you said it, Meruem wasn't trying to take it to his end conclusion because he realized that's not the way to go about it. He was trying to work up a system. He wanted a governmental system to work with to say, how are we going to get the humans we feed on and this and that and the third? Like that's what he wanted. He didn't want to just go to the end conclusion. He was trying to reach a middle ground. I'll put it this way: it's just like Yusuke went on when his ancestors' subordinates came to get him to go to the demon world, and then Yusuke was like,
"Yes, ma'am.
You guys."
Oh,
give me 1 second.
Dryer. What you doing?
Yeah, I mean,
my bad. So just really quick, it's like when Yusuke's ancestors came, not his ancestors, his ancestors.
You mean Ryzen?
His came, like not Ryzen, but like Ryzen's subordinates. Like when it came to the human world to get him. He should have told him, I smell people on your breath, bro. Like I know you eat people. I'm not mad at you because I understand you have to eat people. So it's just one of those things where it's just like, that's what I say. Like you can't really call Yusuke by your standards a good guy for saying that at all. You can't. You can't.
I look at the big picture personally.
No, and I agree with you. But like you wouldn't hear Captain America say that. You know, you wouldn't hear like Superman say that.
I mean, Captain America's never mind. I'm not going to get started on Captain America. And I'm not trying to cut you off, of course, but if Yu Hakusho was real, right? Like, let's say those characters actually existed, Spirit MJ, all that stuff, and Yusuke just so happened to like know me and says, "Hey, I'm gonna bring the world's worst criminals to Ryzen, my ancestor, and all of his people, and have them be devoured." My response would be like, "Absolutely, go ahead,
go for it. Yeah,
I'm with you because you're getting rid of all the scumbags on the planet." That's the way I look at it.
100%. But then it depends on how much you value your species as a whole, because at the end of the day, like what we deem the world's worst people now is only because of the lifestyle we live. It's a different lifestyle. If we were like scavengers and hunters, or this world was like Mad Max, nobody who is a criminal right now would be considered a criminal.
That's true, yeah.
Now that we can handle this,
it's like The Last of Us, you know. You can do all sorts of horrible things in that world to survive.
I'm here working it.
Whoa! I was finna say that's a little different though, because like you said, they're doing it for like survival. You know, it's not like they're just going out to do crimes just to do crimes.
Yeah.
But
like, cause everybody's fighting each other, so it's like you got to fight to survive. It's a little different. But
like
yeah.
I said, it all comes down to the structure of the society you live in, though. At the end of the day, we only consider them criminals because we live in a society where we deem we have the right to tell somebody they are a criminal. At the end of the day, the only thing I believe in this world is free will. That's it. I believe you get the right to do whatever the fuck you want. Now, if you
I don't necessarily believe in free will.
Hey, that's interesting.
Well, let's just say
because of why social media and like news and stuff.
It goes much deeper than that.
I mean, when I say free will, I mean the ability as you as an individual, sentient, autonomous individual, you have free will is your ability to decide what you're going to do. So if your free will is to sit on the couch all day, that's your free will. Your free will is to go kill people, that's your free will. Your free will is that I don't believe in predetermined shit like fate or destiny or anything. At the end of the day, you do what you decide you want to do based off your own will. That's what I mean.
Right. And I don't believe in absolute free will, which so there's a YouTuber I used to watch who made a very good point about free will in its entirety. And when I listened to what he had to say, I realized he made really great points. What he was talking about was free will in the sense that you have a choice in everything, and it's your choice, and it's not just ingrained into you in some way. And the example he used was, let's say you were in a grocery store and you saw like Coke or Pepsi. You know, you choosing Coke is not you necessarily saying, I'm going to choose this over this, or I'm going to choose. You don't literally have control over every single thought that you have. Like, let's say there's a food you don't like. You didn't necessarily consciously say, I'm going to not like this food.
Right.
So that's what he meant. And I just thought that was very thought-provoking and interesting when he said that.
I'm going to need a little bit more explanation on that because I don't see how
Okay. I think I get what he's saying. I think he's saying, like, for example, how I've heard people say, like, your morality that you have is based on what you have been taught, you know, or what you have personally learned.
That wasn't what I was going with, but how do I put this? Honestly, it probably would have been better if I had a clip of what he was saying and I sent it to you all, because I'm honestly not really good at explaining things.
If you can't find it, I'll pull it up here in the stream and then we'll watch it together.
Well, it's an entire live stream. You'd have to go through an entire live stream to find it.
Well, I mean, if you could find the exact time code in it or something, but like, well, if you could give some more of your own thoughts and opinions on it, I'd love to hear it. Because, like, to me, I don't see how that negate. Like, even if you say, like, oh, or the Coke or Pepsi thing, fine. But at the end of the day, I still have to pick the Coke up. If I don't want to, I just won't.
That's true. That's true. I didn't mean people don't have free will at all. I just meant it's not 100%. Most things you do have a choice. Like, for example, you choose to hold the door for somebody, that was your choice. You choose to, I don't know, okay, this is going to sound messed up, but you choose to, feed a pet, that was your choice. I mean, obviously, I'd hope most people would do that, but it's still your choice at the end of the day.
Nobody else gonna say something.
Yo, David.
Say so do you want. Right. Then she can't. Well, you got an attorney and.
Okay, well, I'm gonna keep it muted until those people stop talking in the background.
I thought he was frozen.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm back.
Yo, hey, can you do anything about that noise in the background? Like this?
Oh, give me a moment. I'm sorry about that, guys. My parents are having a conversation.
No problem.
You guys, can you hear me?
That's a little bit better. That's better. No, okay. Please continue on what you were saying.
Yeah, my fault, guys.
What was I even saying?
Buying Coke isn't your choice, or something like that.
Jesus Christ!
I worded that incorrectly. Let me try to gather my thoughts.
Are we saying Coke? Are we saying Coke like the drink or the drug?
No, not cocaine. Coca-Cola.
The drink.
Okay,
how can I word this better? Gather my thoughts for a second here.
Hey, Sprite all day, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so your brain, obviously, everybody's brain obviously control certain things subconsciously. You know, there are certain things that are out of your control. Obviously, you can't control every aspect of your brain because, well, you just can't. So.
Okay, hold up. David, I'm about to mute you for a few minutes.
All right.
Okay.
Choice as in, all right. As you grow up, you know, obviously from being a child and into your adulthood. Wow, I'm bleh. You do have a choice, but there are certain things that are just part of your
mental state.
I don't know if I want to say mental state or opinions or what have you, but
beliefs, you could use that term.
That could tie into it too. Like I'll give you a perfect example. I'm playing a game right now, right? Grand Theft Auto. I did not necessarily choose to like games like this. You know, they appeal to me, but I didn't necessarily.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can try to meet you in the middle there, because I might agree with you, but I also still will hold my point what I said earlier. But are you coming to the point where you're saying essentially you can't help what you're interested in, like, right? Like, I like to read comic books. It's not like I sat there one day, it was like, you know, I'm a grown man. I never liked the comic book a day in my life, but I decided I'm going to like comic books today. That didn't happen, obviously. What happened was something about it on an aesthetic level, mentally on some level, has already appealed to me from nature. And yes. Then it went from there. So are you talking about like you can't help who you're attracted to? Like, if I see a chick walking down the street, it's not like I'm going to choose to be attracted to this girl. No, I'm going to be like, damn, she's fine. It's like it's instinct almost, is what you're saying.
Yes, exactly.
So are you saying that because there is instinct, that there is no ultimate free will?
There's no free will to the nth degree, meaning.
I get what you mean.
I'm not saying that free will doesn't exist, because of course it does. I just mean.
I get what you mean.
You don't.
You're saying as long as there's instinct,
yeah,
not everything
kind of negates it.
You have the ability to make choices, but not everything you do is a choice.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, maybe somebody can shoot that down.
The only point of contention, maybe that's the wrong phrase, but like, what about things that are, say, like acquired tastes? You know, like I love coffee. I drink coffee every day, but I didn't always like coffee. But the more I kept trying it, and then now I like coffee. You know, there are things where you might be put off on it instinctively, but you give it another shot or a shot or two, and then now you're okay with it, and now you like it.
That is a good point.
David, I'm about to put you back in.
Sorry about that. Okay. Are you guys better? Can you guys hear me better?
Well, we can hear you. It's just sometimes the background gets a little too.
Yeah, but my parents are here and they're arguing about something.
Okay, that's no problem for me. I just don't want everybody in the world to hear what's going on in the background of your home and all this stuff.
Right. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, guys. But yeah, I think a large part of my problem is that I am hindered by my own philosophies on right and wrong, and what I mean by that is I can be hindered by something that is right is absolutely right, something that is wrong is absolutely wrong, and I can't sit up here and pretend like right is right and wrong is wrong and everything needs a justification. Does that make sense?
I'm following. I'm tracking.
You know what I'm saying? So when I listen to people tell me,
sure, right before you continue, you're speaking moralistically right now, right?
Yeah, moralistically.
Okay, continue.
Because honestly, it's something I've told you about this also, that it was something I wish that Bleach went into, which is I wish that Bleach walked into the situation where Ichigo realized that he was doing the wrong thing by breaking out Rukia out of the Soul Society.
Ichigo was the villain of the Soul Society arc, bro.
They are. Absolutely.
I don't want to deter from this, but this is very on topic. Like I don't get how anybody can read or watch a Soul Society arc and be like, Ichigo was the good guy in this. Like, no, bro. What you gotta understand is fuck how you feel about it. It's like you were saying earlier, David. Like, bro, Rukia broke the law. She broke the law, not our laws, but her laws. She broke the law. She did something she wasn't supposed to do based on her nation, her cultures, her customs. She broke the law. This is the punishment for breaking the law. Ichigo just decided, hey, this society I'm not a part of, I don't like the fact that you're upholding your own laws and standards, and I'm going to come and beat you all up. And they no, bro, you're
like
you're
Luffy.
Not, yeah, like Luffy. Like, but the Soul Society arc portrays Ichigo as the good guy because he's saving his friend. Well, his friend is a legal criminal from where she comes from. They have law.
And that's a large, and I think that's a large part of the problem with One Piece is that we're so tied to the protagonist that we forget that the protagonist is a pirate. Is actually
I don't know. I read One Piece fully well. This nigga is a pirate.
I mean, the thing is though, the point is that their laws are like too extreme. Like she just did it to like save Ichigo's life.
They may be extreme to us, but not to them.
See, but why do you have the right to tell these deaf guys that their laws are extreme?
I mean, even they agree with extreme eventually because it's like they're just literally trying to kill Rukia off, and all she's doing is trying to save Ichigo's life.
I mean, but we need to think of the big picture. Maybe there was a good reason as to why that law was implemented.
No, the law. I can tell you why the law was implemented because the last time the law wasn't implemented, you had a freak situation where Aizen was able to take advantage of somebody and put them in a precarious situation again. Essentially, they were trying to prevent the Soul Society was trying to prevent the idea of the what do you call them people, the Fullbringers, because I can't believe I'm bringing up the Fullbringers.
Rukia was sentenced to death, though.
Yeah, no, Rukia was sentenced to death because that's a punishable. It's this like what Rukia did is I was in the military is the equivalent of going AWOL, going absent without leave. Can be punishable by death.
True.
That is an objective.
Well, she committed treason, basically.
Yeah, she committed treason. And you gotta understand, she did a lot of things. She exposed her world to another world where she had no business doing. That wasn't her right to do that. Rukia did not follow the rule. She's a soldier and she did not follow the rules of her nation. I'm not saying you have to agree with it, but I'm saying Ichigo had no right to be judged during execution and say, I don't like this. Who gives a fuck, human boy? Sit the fuck down and mind your business. This has nothing to do with you.
I mean, that doesn't mean Rukia deserves
or better yet, no, I'll give you one that's closer because it's far more recent. When in Demon Slayer, when Tanjiro was found with his sister by the Nine Pillars, the Nine Pillars already had in their mind that they were going to kill Nezuko and Tanjiro because he's a human touting around a demon and she's a demon. The question then became, what are you going to do with Giyu? Because Giyu spared both of them. So, do we charge him with treason? Why is he being charged with treason? Because he's committing a crime. And that crime is punishable only by death. That is not up for debate. There's no discussion to be had. So when we sit up here and pretend like there's a discussion to be had, I feel like we're missing the point simply because we like these people.
No, it's not about liking them. I mean, we know the full story, right? Like, if you're, of course, you're right. If you're part of Soul Society, Ichigo's an antagonist, and Rukia's attacking the situation, but we know everything about Rukia. We know why she did the thing.
Well, no, they're not antagonists, though, because an antagonist goes against the protagonist.
Yeah.
Well, you get what I mean. You get what I mean, bro. Ichigo to them is the guy who just broke in and like fight all of them.
And started beating up their captains and lieutenants and shit. He just started beating up their citizens.
And you know what?
Beating up their soldiers. He started beating up their soldiers.
The reason why I say that,
on top of that, he was blowing holes in their homes. He was cutting down their walls. He destroyed their ancient phoenix sacrificing tool. You know, he was just like.
I mean,
he was captains.
To be honest with you, the only reason why Ichigo doesn't look more villainous is because Aizen popped his shit right around that same time.
Yep, I mean, to be fair to y'all point,
Ichigo would be the villain.
To be fair to y'all point though, I don't feel like Society is even like truly portrayed as being evil during that arc. Their ideas are just portrayed as kind of being extreme, but like I don't remember like a lot of
but that's
just only like one or two. What you said?
That's just by our standards. We're not godly beings.
I'm not even talking about our standards. I'm saying I'm talking about even within the story. I don't remember the Shinigami in that arc being portrayed as Like all of them weren't portrayed as being evil.
No, Zebo, you're right. The Shinigami were never portrayed as being bad guys. Do you know why? Because even after Soul Society arc, they started helping out Ichigo and his crew because the situation met their. What I'm saying is like they were never against doing things that we could perceive to be good. It's just that Rukia did something they perceived to be bad.
And they didn't exactly smile about it. They weren't exactly pleased about having to do it, but they had to because it was their law.
And it was their
Yeah,
custom.
like I'm saying, Cuba. That's
like
Cuba
me going to fucking Thailand or
yeah.
Europe or anywhere in the world right now, but like, hey, I'm an American. I like the way you do things here. I'm like, what?
Both sides were just fighting for what they believed in, right? You know, Ichigo didn't want to. He didn't want to have the person save his life and allow him to save his sister killed. They was upholding some extreme laws, but they weren't really betrayed as. They weren't like muhahaha, like except for like the scientist guy.
They're gonna kill Rukia now. Yes.
I mean, Aizen might have been acting like that in the background. He might have been like muhahaha.
No. I agree. No. I actually kind of agree with that sentiment a little bit. Now that I'm hearing it, I kind of agree with it. That no one in the Soul Society was praising the job that they were having to do. They did the job that they had to do because they had to do it.
Yeah.
No one was out there saying, "Man, I'm so happy Rukia is gone." Everybody was like, "Damn, we gotta kill Rukia, bro. Fuck." It's like.
In fact, I remember seeing them have
wait a minute. I'm going to interject really quick. Just give me 1 second. I got a little doggy here that needs to go potty. Continue, Bob, but I will be right back. But just keep it up.
Yeah,
okay.
Go handle your business, man. But yeah, dude, like I completely agree with that sentiment that no one in the Soul Society was praising the job that they had to do. What I disagreed with is Ichigo's actions in that.
Oh yeah,
that was the problem. The problem wasn't even Rukia being executed because we all understood that had to happen. But the fact that Ichigo made himself a active party in stopping that, it was like, nah, nigga, you wrong, bro. That you wrong all the way around.
It makes you wonder why.
He was trying to save the life of a person who saved his life that helped save his sister, right?
Right.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean crap all to the Soul Society. I mean, she's just a criminal and she's just one person and she needs to be taken down because what could have transpired from her doing that in the human world could have, in their eyes, been far more disastrous.
That's true.
And
that's why
as you said, you were in the
was fighting for what they believed in. There was there wasn't no true antagonist besides Aizen. No true
Aizen. Yeah, Aizen was the only true antagonist.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you something though.
Because Aizen's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. As we are praisers of Lord Aizen.
Isn't it surprising that we were talking about the fact that obviously Rukia was going to be executed for treason. Why then were Shuntui and Ukitake not potentially given that same not potentially convicted of treason as well when they actively fought against her execution?
Yeah, they actively fought against Ginryu's side.
Yeah, I'm surprised they weren't sentenced to death.
Because his ideas had changed at the end of the arc or something like that.
Yeah. One, his ideas changed, and two, most importantly, it's not like Ukitake and Shunsui were ever on board with killing Rukia. They were never on board with it.
True.
They themselves were never on board with it. Particularly Ukitake. Ukitake wasn't on board with it because even though he has two holdovers from Squad 4 as nurses, and they technically are his lieutenants, she is his only active lieutenant. So the fact that you're killing my only active lieutenant bothers the fuck out of me because where else am I going to get another lieutenant? Nigga, you willing down my forces, homie. Like you ain't sending me somebody. You ain't like Cayenne died. Like the only other nigga who could do her job died. Cayenne died.
Yeah, and for the record, Shunsui is actually my favorite character in that entire series.
Yeah, like I think like I completely agree. I'm not here to knock anybody's definition of right and wrong, but I do want us to have a consistent understanding as to what right and wrong is. Because what I don't want us to do is walk down this path of Anakin Skywalker in Episode 3 when this nigga shouts out, "In my perspective, the Jedi are evil." Like the Jedi walked into a daycare full of children and murdered every child he saw.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
He did. Which is what he pretty much did.
Yeah, I don't want us to become so nuanced in our. I don't want us to become so nuanced in our definitions of right and wrong that we then become delusional in what is right and wrong. We know what right and wrong is, right?
Well, I hope so. I mean,
okay. So, question: do you think that Kylo Ren is just a rehash of Anakin?
No, Kylo Ren is worse than Anakin. Kylo Ren killed his family.
Thank you.
Kylo Ren is a hoe ass nigga for real.
Kylo Ren is Obi-Wan.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I gotta rant.
He's a crybaby, a real crybaby.
Like Kylo Ren's a hoe ass nigga, bro. He killed his father. He killed his mother. He tried to kill his uncle. He captured Chewbacca. He did that shit. Like he's a hoe ass nigga for real.
And you know the problem is like when I think this is where Soul and David were coming from when they were saying they don't like the Obito type of characters. And what I mean is here's the thing. There's a difference between Obito and Lelouch. You know, Lelouch is a great example of that type of character who's like doing bad things for a good goal, you know. And I think Kylo Ren's a horrible example. Well, he's not really that example. Okay, what I'm trying to say. Basically, I think the first thing, huh?
Kylo Ren's a hoe, dog.
Kylo Ren is one of the worst characters ever created.
But what I'm saying is, I think what y'all was thinking when I said that, y'all instinct thought of like very crybaby-ish characters like Kylo Ren, the problem with the Kylo Ren type characters are the characters who truly are villains, but they're tried so hard to make into such a like, oh, you know, poor guy, you know.
Yeah, like you know what it is. You know what it is for Kylo Ren. What makes it bad is this. He was fueled by insecurity and fear, and all those insecurities and fears he put on himself.
Mm-hmm.
Let me give you an example. He could have just grown up under the tutelage of Luke Skywalker and just could have been that nigga, bro. He could have just worked hard to be that nigga. But he had in his mind, I will never become like Luke Skywalker, or I'll join the dark side and become greater than Luke Skywalker.
To be fair though, wasn't he like manipulated since he was like a baby? Like, wasn't like he was like controlled by...
See, that's the type of shit I'm talking about, dog. We always try and give some weak. We always try and cop out for a weak nigga, bro. Let's just call him what he is. Why can't we call him?
No, dude, because things happen. Listen, dude. Listen. Didn't they say that though? Like, didn't they say this man was like manipulated the dark side since he was like a baby, bro? Like, to be fair, that is kind of wild, bro.
No. See, he had immense power. He had so much immense power that it kind of linked itself to the dark side. I agree with that. But I'm saying,
I don't like Kylo Ren. I don't like Kylo Ren, but just I like a character doesn't mean like I can't like, you know, be like. I can see some sides, you know, to be fair. Devil advocate.
See, but also that movie was kind of like trash. Anyway, because
I hate the whole trilogy
because they was trying to portray.
I say Kylo Ren is pure garbage, bro. This nigga killed his mother. He killed his father. He tried to kill his uncle. And then they say, well, he was drawn to the dark side. No, bro, you just a bitch, nigga.
And we have evil Luke Skywalker.
No, okay. This is what I'm trying to say.
Dude, that was garbage. I fucking hate that scene so much, bro. Are you serious? Luke would even kill his father.
Don't get me started on Luke, or I'm gonna freak out.
Oh, Can I make a comparison? I will tell you this: there is a Power Rangers villain who sacrificed her family, her beauty, and her loyalty to her friends in order to get the job done. At no point did we ever consider Trakina a good person. We didn't say, well, she was drawn to the dark side, and that's why. No, that bitch is evil, and we just called her what she is. We kept it there, bro. Why can't we do the same thing for Kylo Ren? Why can't I just?
Well, see, the only difference in that is that like you can't put any type of blame with Kylo Ren or Luke because the story wasn't written well.
Exactly.
That's true.
Like the story wasn't written well.
No. But so do you understand what I said about Trakina?
Yeah, I exactly what you said. But I think people misrespect with episodes 7, 8, and 9, which are filler episodes. Officially, I'm sharing it right now. SOULcast episode 6, episodes 7, 8, and 9 are filler. Thank you.
They are trash, pure garbage. They never happened. They never happened. Right. Star Wars went from 1 to 6.
That filler trash wasn't written well. Like everybody was saying, Luke would not do that. So if Luke wouldn't do that, and you're characterizing Luke in this way, everything that happens because of Luke's actions is just null and void because it doesn't make fucking sense. On top of that, the Force doesn't even work that way.
Yeah, those movies need to be burned and just
try to kill a kid. Like what?
You know what's the most insulting thing? Like there was one point in episode 7 when Han Solo said, "Look," and I felt like that was, as Arthur was telling us, the creator, I mean the consumers, was like, "Hey, that's not how the Force works." I was like, "Cool, so you gotta just use the Force the right way, right?" You had Han Solo outright say that's not how the Force works. The next 2 movies, they was like, "Fuck how the Force works. We're gonna."
We won't.
And like Jeremy John said this the best, man. Like when George Lucas was creating Star Wars, he was like, "Hey guys, it's the Force, but it doesn't mean we can do whatever we want." And then like Disney's like, "Hey guys, it's the Force. That means we can do whatever we want." It's just fucking.
They literally made it into space magic to the absolute degree.
Just space magic. I'm sorry, but like nevertheless.
No, I disagree with that. I disagree with the idea of it being space magic because even the laws of magic have even the fundamentals of magic have laws. They have rules. Whether you go hard or soft, whether you're using D&D logic, alchemy, Force, Harry Potter magic, no matter what the context is, they all have laws. They all have parameters.
It
literally says up, down, left, right, A, B, start. Ray has to be your strongest character in the room.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter what you look at. You could go from you could look at Zatanna and Dr. Fate to Doctor Strange to fucking Fairy Tale to D&D. Any universe with magic in it, there are rules to how the magic can and cannot be used. But
thank you.
And I wasn't trying to call Force magic the Force magic, by the way. I was trying to call BS on how Disney created it.
Yeah, Disney is utter fucking garbage. But hey, you know what? I actually have a question.
But here's the thing. You know what I do like about Disney? I will give Disney this. They heard that criticism and they tried to work it back. So they heard the criticism. They felt, oh, people didn't like it. Let's move backwards and let's see how we can make it better. That's how the Mandalorian is born and all these other things.
Yeah, but that's also how your entire 9th movie is you basically saying everything that happened in your 8th movie didn't happen or shouldn't have happened.
They ran that. The whole 9th movie was episode 8 didn't happen, dog. I know what you're talking about.
Because I have a whole problem. Because I have a whole problem. You just can't say, okay, just because I'm tied to like an evil person, I'm gonna change my name. No, you just can't.
You're not a Skywalker. Listen, bro, look, Rey stole the Skywalker's name. She stole Han's ship. She stole Poe's droid. She stole everything from everyone.
Everything.
If anything, she should have called herself Solo. She had more of a connection with.
That's what I'm telling people. Look, if you want to adopt a different name, you should have adopted the name Solo because you were closely tied to the Solos. Leia was a Solo at that point. You was tied to Han. You were tied to Ben. You were close to the Solo family. You didn't have shit to do with the Skywalker family. You spoke to Luke for all of 8 minutes.
Yep.
And you know what's
that was trash.
And also, don't forget the healing.
Oh, you mean the whole reason Anakin went to the dark side, Rey and Kylo can just do because just fuck it?
Yeah. No, but on top of that, but I will say this.
Keep in mind though, hold on. I just want everybody that's the truth. The reason Anakin went to the dark side was for the ability that Rey and Kylo were using in those movies. That was even Palpatine himself said, I don't know how to do it, even though he told Anakin he could.
But how she learned how to heal?
She didn't learn.
Right.
Exactly. Yo, Loner, what she is, I will describe to you what she is.
I'm sorry.
She's a Mary Sue, but the way that her powers manifested is in Dungeons and Dragons. If she was to have a class, she would be a sorcerer. She was born from the weave of magic. She didn't go to a school and learn how to do it like the wizards. She's not born. She didn't learn how to manipulate the powers of the powers of nature like a druid. She didn't learn how to do any. She didn't learn healing magic like a cleric. She didn't give herself to a god like a warlock. She literally gained her power because up, down, left, right, A, B, start God mode.
Yeah. So
to be honest with you, I'm surprised they didn't try to make her a reality warper.
Technically, she's
because you know what's crazy? There's an actual Dungeons and Dragons class called the Wild Magic Sorcerer. That is literally what they do. They literally can warp the fabric of time and space if they make it the 20th level. That's
and you know what I hate about the dislike of the trying to defend of Rey? Of people saying Luke also gained his force fast. Well, people forget Luke had trained. So
Luke got trained by 2 masters.
But even on top of that, fuck that. Because even by the time when you get to the second movie, first off, the second movie in this series didn't even progress the plot at all. Nothing happened. But
what do you mean?
Episode 8 did not progress the plot from episode 7 to 9 at all. Nothing happened. At the end of the day, nothing happened.
It was niggas flying in space.
Yeah, pretty much. But what I'm saying is, like, if you were to go look back at episode 5, bro, Luke was not the shit. He had a hard time hanging upside down trying to pull his lightsaber to him. You know what I mean? He wasn't like adequate with the Force until episode 6, and there was a time skip between episode 5 and 6.
Yeah, and then on top of that,
this is my point. You got an episode 7. Rey's doing shit that doesn't make sense. It's one thing being Force sensitive and having an attitude to the Force and being strong in the Force. It's another thing to just Jedi mind trick people because you feel like it.
Yep, it's like Anakin. Look how long it took Anakin, and he was the chosen one.
He was the chosen. Yeah, one thing. Rey was just, I'm just going to Jedi mind trick you. How do you even know what that is? Nobody in this point in time, in this era, believes Jedis even fucking exist. How are you using a Jedi mind trick? That's not a force power. That's an ability that you learn from being a part of a religion. You don't just shoot lightning from your hands because you're angry because dark side.
Wait, she used force lightning?
No. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
She just used force lightning because she was angry because she doesn't. Wow. And what I'm saying is, you don't just use, bro. Anakin was a Sith Lord, but because he was trained like a Jedi, he never used force lightning. Why? Because that is the Sith ability. But Anakin was a Sith Lord that was trained to fight like a Jedi. You don't just use dark side powers because I'm angry. Like, this is what. Oh my god.
Yeah, because all she is the MCU Captain Marvel.
No, she's worse than Captain Marvel because Captain Marvel went to Nova Corps. I'm saying that she's literally the definite. I will tell you this: all of the criticism I have heard of Korra and Legend of Korra is all the criticisms that should be levied at Rey in Star Wars.
True.
Yeah. You can
hell, even Korra trained for like 12 years.
Yeah, no. Korra, and then on top of that, Korra took L's in these streets. Korra went through PTSD.
I'm about to say, Korra had constant L's. What criticism?
Korra got her shit pushed in on several occasions. Amon whooped the shit out of Korra every other episode. Amon whooped Korra so badly that it became a problem of, wait, so how is she win? How is she gonna win? This nigga, she's 0-49 against this nigga. What do you mean?
But you know, on a macro scale, because I want to move the hell away from fucking the sequel trilogy before I get upset. It just
that shit. I was just using that I was using Kylo Ren as an analogy to say that he's the type of bitch nigga that because people are trying to give him a pass or trying to make a justification for him. Now I'm saying, wait, we didn't make these justifications for Trakina in Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. She sacrificed her own soldiers. She sacrificed Villamax. Hell, she wasn't even by the end of the franchise. She wasn't even all that upset about her father dying.
The only thing with Kylo that I'm 100% in line with was a part of his philosophy, especially around episode 8, where he was just saying, "Look, bro, the past is the past. Fuck these Jedi, fuck these Sith, fuck their war. I just want to do what I want to do." And
I kind of saw that as them giving the middle finger to the fan base, though.
That's what it was. That's really what it was.
That's what it felt like.
Even if that's the case, I'm talking about from a character basis. I like the mindset he was having there. Like, yeah, that's why I say in that move, it would have been great. It would have been great if right then and there If Ray would have turned and joined him, and then maybe Kylo would have felt like, oh, hold on, maybe I'm doing the wrong thing, and then Kylo would have turned. We could have had a double turn in episode 9. Whereas like the way I would have did it is like I would have had Kylo turn Ray in episode 8. And then throughout episode 9, Kylo's like, yo, damn, she's like a little too evil. And then Kylo turns back. Because the whole point was to turn Kylo back anyway. But Kylo never had a reason to turn back because Rey never fucking turned. It was just like, regardless. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Like,
Kylo Ren turned good and because of the power of love.
Yeah. I just like the fact that Kylo was saying, like he killed Snook. He was like, no, man, fuck these Sith and fuck these Jedi. Even Yoda was echoing his sentiments. Like, bro, Luke was like, but the ancient Jedi text. Look, Yoda was like, bro, this is a religion from some dude who sat under a tree like 1,000 billion years ago. Like, who gives a fuck anymore? Like really, on a certain level, like, this shit made a little boy go mad and turn to Darth Vader. Like the Force itself does not care about your war. The only thing the Force cares about is balance. It doesn't care about your Jedi. It doesn't care about you Sith. Like the only thing the Force cares about is the Force being intact. So to the Force, the light side is not the good guys, and the dark side are not the bad guys. It is two sides of something that needs to exist. So to base your religions off this light side, dark side bullshit, when the Force itself does not care about that, and my evidence to that is the fact that the Jedi like, oh, bring balance to the Force. Bro, I'm looking at like 300 fucking Jedi per planet, and I'm only looking at 2 niggas who claiming their dark side. That doesn't look bad. Did you really think this nigga was gonna be on your side at the end of the day, bro? If he was gonna bring balance to the Force, he was gonna come wipe you niggas out because there's too many of you. That's in the Jedi, that just flew over their head because they assumed the Force was on their side. The Force is not on your side. The Force is on his own side. The Force needs both halves. You can't eradicate the dark side. And then the dark side tried to eradicate the light side. And then that's when Luke came into the Force, like, no, you can't eradicate the light side, nigga. I need both these sides. So for Kylo to be like, you know, fuck the Jedi, fuck the Sith, I was like, I agree with him because the Force is saying, fuck the Jedi, fuck the Sith.
To be honest with you, it would have been really interesting to have seen a new philosophy be, let's take both sides and try to master them and kind of bring them together. Like, let's practice the teachings of both.
That would be genuine balance.
I think in the comics, there's in the Star Wars comics, there's like a guy who's like using both light and dark side because he's like.
I mean, you also think about Galen Merrick as well.
It's the gray Jedis.
I hate. Okay. Let me be clear about something. There's nothing I hate more than gray anything. You on the fence, motherfuckers, get on my nerves. Nigga, if you're gonna be on the side, be on the side. Listen. I go back to my favorite.
What if you're on one side, but you use the tool sets of both sides, like Star Killer? Like he was clearly.
Okay.
Like Star Killer clearly became light side, but he never stopped using his dark side power. Why would I? I shoot lightning from my hands. I don't give a fuck. Like,
well, it's not about the powers. It's the mindset. It's the mindset and the control.
Yeah, it's mindset. It's control. It has nothing to do with necessarily power per se.
Yeah,
it's mindset and control. My favorite character, my favorite Star Wars character of all time is a character that nobody knows about.
But what I'm saying is, like, Force abilities are divided up to two. Force abilities are divided by which side you're on. Like there are dark side abilities, there are light side abilities. So I'm saying you could be a character, and even though you're fighting for this one side, if you're using the abilities of the other side, you're not using the abilities of the side you fight on. That's why I brought that point up.
Because what I was saying is my favorite character of all time fundamentally believed in using whatever powers the Force grants you. Kyle Katarn in the Legends continuity, he's super cool. The Battle Master, and what he believed in.
You saw the Force is the Force.
Yeah,
you just saw the Force as the Force.
Yeah. Wasn't Luke that way in the EU because he used Force Lightning in the EU?
Yeah.
Each Force Lightning was green too. That shit was dope.
Yeah, it was.
Dude, fuck Force Lightning. Luke was out here summoning Force storms to destroy planets for funds. Yeah. Like at some point, it was impossible to write stories for him because he was just like, "And I smoke your planet." All right, he's done.
Didn't he also gain the power to literally combine himself with the Force itself?
Yes, and still maintain his physical form. Yes. This nigga could jump into the Avatar state as he saw fit.
Put him up against freaking Goku. Just have him hack Goku in half.
Right.
This nigga shows up and says, "So, are we boxing today?" Nah, son, you straight. You straight. You straight. Whatever
I'll just
bad,
pull your
whatever,
soul from your body.
whatever bad guy thing I thought I was doing, I'm not doing today, bro.
Well, I guess to keep the conversation flowing in a certain direction, I actually had a question for everybody in here, and I guess everybody can go one by one. But can you name two things? One, can you name somebody who's obviously presented as a hero that you don't believe is a hero? And can you name somebody who's like presented as a villain that you don't believe is a villain? Like, I'll give my examples first. I'll say like Batman. Batman's presented as a hero. To me, Batman's not a hero, but he's presented as one. And then like I said, like Darkseid presented as a villain. I don't believe Darkseid's a villain, but he's presented as one. So I guess if we start with like Katakuri, could you get somebody who to you is presented as a hero and presented as a villain, but you don't feel that they are?
For the villain side, honestly, I'm gonna say Dr. Doom.
Okay.
Yeah, you took mine.
Actually, you know what? Well, we already talked about Galactus, so I can't use him. But
it's cool. It's cool if you want, because you can give more details why you feel that way.
Because I don't really know too much about Dr. Doom, so it'd be kind of stupid for me to use him. But yeah, simply put, Galactus is just trying to sustain his own life, basically. And it's not as though he's going around and destroying every planet. He only, just he only consumes planets when he absolutely needs to.
Right.
In fact, if I'm not mistaken, there's even been instances where he's come to the aid of other planets, hasn't there?
Yeah, well, because he's a celestial. So
yeah.
And to him, the balance of the universe is also important because he's one of the original beings. So,
Now, as for my pick for a character who's presented as a hero, but I don't think is a hero, I was almost going to say Wolverine.
Okay, I'll follow that. If you want to keep going with that, I'll follow.
Mostly because honestly, it's very similar to what you said about Batman. Because to me, not to necessarily be too literal about this, but Wolverine is very similar to Batman. I'd argue in certain respects.
Except Batman's insane.
Yeah. The difference is that Wolverine, for the most part, he's a loner at heart, and he may care about the X-Men because he knows them, and he's, for example, basically sees them as a new family. But I mean, this is the same guy who chose to go back in time. Spoilers for the Age of Ultron comic. Chose to go back in time to kill Ant-Man so he couldn't create Ultron.
Yeah.
And
on a fundamental level, Wolverine is a killer and he is a soldier. And if he seems this is the most effective tactic available, he'll do it.
Yep.
He'll do it.
And I mean, he's incredibly brutal too. And honestly, to me, doesn't really have. He has morals, but
well, see, what Wolverine has is what I call gang mentality. Like we said about Luffy earlier, like he'll do this for the X-Men because the X-Men is his clique. That's his unit.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll do it for them. But if you're not part of his clique, you might get sliced and diced.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I get. Well, I get so frustrated whenever people are always so quick to say, "Oh, he's a hero. He's my favorite superhero." I don't see how he's a superhero.
Well, here's the one thing.
It depends.
I just want to. I'm about to let you go in a second. Hold on. I just to add to that, the X-Men, as far as I'm concerned, now if I'm wrong, correct me, but the X-Men, much like the Fantastic Four, have never claimed to be superheroes of their own. They've always stated we are mutant right activists.
Too true.
They never said we're superheroes.
You can make more of an argument for the Fantastic Four being heroes than the X-Men.
Well, the Fantastic Four have stated we're scientists and explorers.
True.
What about the
the Fantastic Four ain't about to go out their way to stop a bank robbery. And I mean that's shit like for Spider-Man or Luke Cage, people who want to be superheroes. But that's what we're scientists, we're explorers. If we get into a scrap, we got to get into a scrap. But we're not out here trying to save the day. And the X-Men are out here.
Well, I would make the argument that the X-Men also isn't going to allow something bad to happen if they are physically there to stop it.
If they are there.
Yeah.
If they're
there. Like the Avengers in that regard.
Yeah.
But the Avengers only take on certain threats. Like they're not going to go save a cat that's stuck up in a tree.
No, the Avengers ain't about to go bust into Harlem and take out Cottonmouth's operations because he's pushing drugs and shit. No, they're not about to go do that.
They only handle global threats.
Z-Boy, you were about to say something?
I kind of forgot.
Oh,
wait, what were we talking about when I was going to say it? Maybe I'll remember.
Well, we were saying Wolverine not being a superhero.
Oh, well, I was gonna bring up. It depends on the story because Wolverine does often like save lives, like beyond just the X-Men.
Yeah, but he also murders to an incredible degree.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that'll just make him an anti-hero. That'll just make him considered an anti-hero.
He's a lot closer to one. At least
well, let's just call a
kind of like the Punisher.
Wolverine is
well, the Punisher actually tries to save people though. Like the Punisher's whole shtick. I mean, I remember there was a comic one time where what did he do? He saved a bunch of kidnapped children or something. But the Punisher does it because he wants to. Really, it's his choice to try to save as many lives as possible. And yeah, he does kill who he sees doing these awful things. But
no, he doesn't just kill. He tortures them to the point where it's like, I get they deserve it, but he does it so extreme that he can't be considered like a normal hero. But anyways, I ain't trying to cut you off.
Punisher will only torture you if he needs information out of you. He's not to torture you shits and giggles.
And Batman tortures people.
I mean, it depends on the story though, because usually Punisher is like, like you done something horrible, like he's the Punisher. He'll punish you. That's his point. His name, like it's not just killing.
I see what you're saying. But at that point, it's like he's giving out penance to a certain extent.
Yeah, it's more than
I'm not saying that people don't. I'm not saying that people may. I'm not gonna go into that whole thing of do they or do they not deserve it. I could say they probably do deserve it, but even if they do deserve it, he does it to such extreme that he can't like really be considered like a hero specifically.
Yeah, like Batman. Batman breaks people's bones and all that stuff.
Yeah, but he doesn't do it to the same extreme. Like he does it for like a reason.
Didn't you one time?
At that point, the words "I'm a superhero" will never leave Frank Castle's mouth ever. Like,
oh yeah, absolutely not.
Right.
No, what about Daredevil?
Oh well, hold on, Wolon. I guess it's your turn. If you could name a hero that's portrayed as a hero that you don't feel is one, and a villain that's portrayed as one that you don't feel is one.
Well, like.
And it could be comic books, anime, video games, just.
Well, I kind of like touched on it earlier when like I was talking from the villain side. Well, like Killmonger, Baron Zemo, Galactus.
Killmonger is insane, bro.
Yeah.
Killmonger is not a hero, dog.
That nigga is insane.
But also, that's
no. Like I was saying, like who is a villain. That is kind of like a hero. Well, that's what I was.
And you're picking Killmonger. Wait, hold on. Just to be sure, you're picking Killmonger as a villain who's portrayed as one, but ultimately isn't one.
Actually, yes.
Hold on, wait. The guy who said, "I want to help all the brown people, and by doing that, I'm going to kill all the non-brown people." And if you're a brown person, you try to stop me from killing all the non-brown people, I'm going to kill you too.
Okay. So answer this question. Who answered the question? Who is trying to save more people? Killmonger or T'Challa?
T'Challa never claimed to be a superhero. He's a king of a nation. His priority was his people.
Yeah, he protects his people. He's not.
More people? But T'Challa only cared about his own people, but Killmonger cared about everybody.
No, Killmonger doesn't give a fuck about nobody because his mentality was, I want to save all the brown people, but I would kill anybody who tries to stop me, even the brown people.
Yep.
I mean, that makes sense. He doesn't want to stop him.
It doesn't make sense to me. If that's
sense to me.
If his goal is really to protect who he views as his people, why would he kill people that he views as his people, even if they disagree with him?
Because they're in the way of his bigger goal.
But that makes him a massive hypocrite.
Hold on. And that makes him a hero to you? Is that what you're saying, Z-Boy?
I'm not saying he's a hero, but I'm saying if we're talking about...
But what I'm saying is to say that... But the question was, is Killmonger a villain that's portrayed as villain that's ultimately not a villain?
Okay, that would make the question a lot harder because because I was thinking of the question of kind of like, are they maybe how to put this?
Because he is a villain at the end of the day, but he's just a villain with a bullshit reason for being a villain.
Mm-hmm.
He's
I don't know. Cause I can easily see that as being like they're in his way, right? They're in his way of his ultimate goal, right?
For examples, Killmonger he's a liar. He's psychotic. He doesn't even know what he wants. Like I said in the beginning of the film, he was talking about when that one lady, she was literally just an art curator. Her job was to tell you where these art pieces come from. She didn't fucking steal them, but then he killed her simply because it was in the museum. He killed everybody in the museum. Bro, if all you wanted was the art back, you could have just took it. But he killed them all anyway. All Killmonger wanted to do was kill people. He even said to himself, I killed a lot of people to get here. I killed Americans, Israelis. I killed it. Like, he was just fucking nuts.
No, he said no. When he was saying that though in the context, he was hyping himself up. He's saying, "I trained all my life to get revenge on you," or something like that.
What I'm saying is, you were an American soldier.
By the way,
hold on,
his revenge.
You were an American soldier who outright admitted to killing American soldiers. What I'm saying, Killmonger has no allegiance. He has nothing. It's a bullshit excuse.
No, listen.
It's a bullshit
what that is
excuse.
To
kill people. That's all.
What that is like, okay, how I put this is basically is in the mentality of it's basically he's in the mentality of I'm doing this for how I put this. Okay, so he's like, well, I'm doing all this war stuff so I can eventually be able to help all the brown people, you know. It's kind of like one day where it's like
Z-Boy, listen to what I'm saying. That's what he said. Ultimately, his goal was not helping people. It ultimately was not, and his actions alone proved that his goal was not helping people at all. His goal was killing people because he wanted to kill people, and this was an excuse to do it. He wanted to.
I don't agree with that. I mean,
can I say
think he was
thing?
ever portrayed as like the Joker of being like,
the Joker kills because it's a game because Batman told him he'll never kill somebody.
Well, he just finds it fun. I mean, that's just the way.
What I'm saying is, Killmonger just wanted power and he wanted to end life, and this was an excuse. He wanted the power that Wakanda had, and he subjugated the nation to take the power to keep killing people and keep doing it. But the whole help the brown people shit was a bullshit excuse because it's like, hey, I'm gonna go invade this nation that ain't really never do nothing to nobody and accuse them of being the bad guy because they're just sustaining their own nation, take their resources, invade other nations, and kill all the people in those nations. And when they try to stop me, I'm going to kill them, even if they're from this nation. And then on top of that, all your reasoning is bullshit because your father was a criminal.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I thought I was the only one who saw that, yo.
All your reasoning is bullshit. Your father was a criminal. Your father was a criminal. By the laws of his nation, your father was a criminal. He stole Wakanda technology.
Again, laws could be wrong.
No, not wrong. His father stole Wakanda technology, stole it, in the process of stealing it, killed Wakandans, stole Wakanda technology, brought it to America, and then killed Americans with Wakanda technology.
Yep.
Yeah. That could cause an international conflict.
T'Challa's killed his own brother, though.
Because he created a kind of only by
T'Chaka, not T'Challa. And T'Chaka only killed in self-defense.
T'Chaka killed his brother because his brother killed Wakandans, stole Wakanda technology, and went to another country and killed Americans with Wakandan technology.
And he was also going to try to kill.
I mean, that's not the problem. That's not the problem. I don't think his dad specifically betrayed us wrong for killing them. It's just he's betrayed us wrong for leaving the kid fatherless specifically.
I mean, that's another thing he did.
The child was not my responsibility. Plus, the child still had a mom. That's not his responsibility. And first and foremost, Americans are not the responsibilities of Wakandans.
True.
Yeah. I mean, no, but the fact that you have this because that's the reason why they kind of put that theme in is because the idea of like how the rich don't try to help the poor.
Okay, hold on. Let me ask you a question. Hypothetically, what is correct?
You're not obligated to do it, but you should do it since
they didn't know he existed.
Hold on. But that's not even what I was. Also, they didn't know he existed. But like, let me ask you a question. Hypothetically, let's say you had a child, and then you went on a mass killing spree, and then our government decides, well, we're putting you down. If you don't hand yourself over, we try to arrest you. We're just gonna pop you and put you down, which happens all the time because they killed you for killing people, and you resisted arrest, and then they left your child homeless or fatherless or whatever you were saying, does that make our government system and our police force bad people?
Not for that.
No, but are the government people who killed me, my brother, who left my kid alone. Even if I was evil, that's like his nephew.
But did he know
his family?
But he also didn't know the kid existed. He genuinely did not know.
And he has no responsibility to take care of the child because the child is not Wakandan born. The child is Wakandan by blood because the father had sex with an American woman, which is not something you're supposed to do. An American citizen, which is what you weren't sent there for, and B, he's not my personal responsibility.
Also, I don't know if the motherfucker exists.
That's
true, that's a good point. If he don't know he exists, but he do know he exists, that still would be his niece, no matter what laws.
He found out later he existed.
Not his niece, his nephew.
When T'Chaka went there to kill his brother, he told Eric to go hide. He didn't see Eric. It's not like he said that I'm gonna kill you right in front of your kid. He didn't know the kid was fucking.
It makes you wonder what T'Chaka would have done if he had known. He probably would have at least used some of his money there.
Chat, what's going on, Dustin, man?
Oh, Dustin's back?
Yeah. In the chat. But no, by all means, I'm kind of curious. Finish what we were saying.
It does make me wonder if he had known. He probably wouldn't have brought him back to Wakanda, but he might have used some of his riches to try to
help
get the kid some help and some place to live and whatnot. I think he'd at least would have done that if T'Chaka knew.
Well, here's one thing. I do not owe loyalty to a traitor.
I don't.
I mean, true, but
he's not a traitor, you know.
You say he's not a traitor? The guy.
Hey, well, it's a comment in the chat.
I'm saying when he was a kid.
There was a comment in the chat saying that he knew about the nephew.
Well, they didn't know he had a nephew because he had a spy in his brother's group. That don't mean just because you got a spy in the group, don't mean you know everything about the nigga life.
Sure.
I think y'all just try to hate on. I did because y'all know that's a good point about the nephew. They ain't just now. I give y'all hate Killmonger, but
no, because T'Chaka never acknowledged the kid was there. He never saw him. He never spoke on him. He never even said, "How could you do this? You have a child." Nothing. He never brought it up or anything. So to our knowledge as viewers, we had no knowledge that he knew the kid existed.
Yeah.
But why wouldn't the spy tell him that he had a kid?
How would the spy know?
Because he's a spy. He had to have been around.
Who was the spy? What was his name? And what was his
Zuri. Zuri was the spy, and he didn't know that. And he didn't know that that Ninjobu had a kid. He knew that Eric Stevens existed.
So is Jury the true villain?
No, because you know what? Because the nigga still killed Wakandans, stole Wakanda technology.
I'm not saying he shouldn't have killed the dad. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying.
And to be fair, he killed the father in self-defense because he was about to be attacked.
Once again, I'm not defending the father. I'm defending the kid. I'm defending he left the kid behind. The kid has nothing to do with it.
Hold on. I feel you. Well, boo-hoo. My dad died when I was young. My dad was an asshole, but my dad died when I was young. And not because of that, I'm going to kill everybody in the world.
That's not his only reason, dude. It's not that simple. It was like he left me there in the streets all alone, poor.
You weren't alone. You had a mom.
And I know this country exists. I know this bloodline exists as a part of my family that has enough power to help me in this situation and people that I grew up with and such. And they're not doing anything.
Right. Hold on. To that point, your beef is with the Wakandans then. But even if that's the case, what does the rest of the world have to do with that? Why does that turn your plan into I kill every non-brown person on the planet, and if the brown people try to stop me, I'll kill them too? There's no defense of Killmonger here. He's insane.
Yeah, true. But
you know who he is?
But what would you say,
Miles? You know who he is? I'm sorry, Sophist. You know who he is? He is nothing more than a black version of Magneto. Magneto is not. No, hear me out.
Hold on. Before we go further into that, Loner, what were you about to say? I don't want you to forget what you're about to say, Loner.
Okay.
Oh well, I was about to say like, wouldn't you say that he wouldn't have turned out the way he was if they had have took him along?
Not my responsibility.
Yeah, that was kind of the point.
That was the whole point, basically.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
possible.
but his reasoning is outright bullshit, is what I'm saying. And then his means of his modes and tactics, it's all bullshit. What he says he wants is complete bullshit. Like
I mean, we could say it's BS of how he goes about it, but to say that he's just killing people just because he wants to kill people, that's not true. You know, that's not what's shown.
Because his actions show that. Why did he kill everybody in the museum? If all he wanted was the Wakanda artifacts back, why did he kill everybody? He could have taken it back without killing them.
Because, like I said, he's
why did
one
he kill?
of
Hold on. Why did he kill Claw? I mean, he brought Claw to Wakanda as a means for them to let him get in. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. He brought Claw to Wakanda as a means to let them get in, but he didn't have to bring a dead body. Why did he kill Claw? Why did he kill his own team? This is what I'm saying. Killmonger consistently and constantly killed people for basically no fucking reason that had nothing to do with the reason he claimed he was doing it.
That's what made him a villain, part of it.
No, that's what makes him fucking insane. But the point I'm making is everything he said was horseshit. It doesn't matter if he believes it. It doesn't matter if you believe it. From a logistical, rational viewpoint, it's all horseshit. It's bullshit. All of it. It's all bullshit. He was just insane, and he liked killing people, and he just wanted a reason to do it.
Yeah.
Or, well, you know what's crazy? That kind of goes back to what I was saying
about
Magneto.
Hold on. Here's another one. He killed Forrest Whitaker's character. I can't remember, but
Zuri.
Why did he kill him? Why did he kill him? He just killed him. I want to help all the brown people by killing these brown people. Get the fuck out.
Because they're in the way. Once again, they're in the way. He's one of them. He's one of them. Like, at the end of the day, this will, benefit. At the end of the day, I have to do this.
But type of character. Then you don't want to help the brown people.
But let me put it like this, right? Okay, it's plenty of characters like this, right? Where it's like, I'm going to try to help these people, but if certain other people get in my way, I'm going to kill them people, because at the end, I don't know how to put it, but basically he was just doing what he did because it was like an ends to a mean. It's like, well, I'll kill these people right now because at the end of the day, my goal is ultimately good, and in his mind, his goal is ultimately good, and it will help brown people to end. But since they're in the way, I'm going to kill them. If you get in my way, I'm going to kill you.
Because to be
right, so you think
to be honest,
hold on, wait a minute. So you're saying do you really think
he didn't just go on a murder spree of Wakandans? He just killed the Wakandans that was in his way, who was trying to stop him from what he saw was his ultimate goal of.
My nigga, that is a murder spree.
Because to be honest, well,
I know you you get what I'm saying.
Wouldn't you think that?
I really don't. That is a murder spree. You went into this nation. You had a problem, just like Ichigo. You had a problem with their laws and customs, which really weren't. They weren't even in the wrong for anything they did. You took some offense to it, and you went in there. You shat on all over their laws and customs and started killing them.
See, but it's the same thing.
Randomly killing Wakandans, because that shows that he wasn't just killing just because he enjoys killing.
See, because it's the same thing. Like in the first Captain America, the Nazis told the other Red Skull, like, it's crazy for like building like this the weapon, and then he say, okay, then do you want to see how it works? And then he shoots one of his own people because they got in his way.
Red Skull never once fucking claimed to give a fuck. Red Skull's his goal was subjugation of the planet. He never claimed to do anything to help anyone. Killmonger's stance was, I want to help these people.
Yeah, but they're in the way.
He was in the way of the planet.
And you don't see how that makes him insane, Z-Boy. Are you being
I'm not saying he's not insane, but him being insane doesn't still... I'm not... Whatever. I get you hate Killmonger, dude, but I'm just saying, it is legitimate reasons that people do like his character.
I don't understand how anybody could look at Killmonger and be like, oh, I feel so bad for him. The dude's nuts.
I mean, he could be nuts, but you can feel bad for him still.
No, I can't. I mean, if you can, go. I mean, I guess, but the dude was a psychopath. Like, oh my god, like the dude was a psychopath, bro. The dude killed any and everyone indiscriminately, and for whatever reason,
that's not true. That's not true. He didn't just go on a murder spree, dude. He literally did not just go on a murder spree with Wakanda. I swear he didn't.
Okay, that's
he
what. As I said it
earlier.
But what about the museum? What about Claw? What about those people in the museum weren't in his way? Nobody there was stopping him. Nobody.
He killed the people. He killed the people in the museum because.
Lona, wait a minute. Nobody in that museum had the power to stop him from taking that art.
Did he have time to evacuate him? Like it probably would have like ruined his plan to like take all that time to evacuate him. It was just like, you get what I'm saying, man?
No.
Like,
because at the end of the day, nobody in that museum was going to stop him from doing what he wanted to do.
Okay, so answer the question. He had just killed them people just because.
Yes.
What?
Well, he killed them because okay, so it kind of ties into like, you know, y'all took from my ancestors. This is revenge. So he killed the people in the museum just because of that.
But Lorna, the thing is, those people in the museums didn't do shit.
We agree with that. But we saying he does have a reason.
They didn't take shit.
It was on the sole purpose of the white people took black people's stuff. So that's what say that.
We're not saying it's right. We're not saying it's right. We're saying he does have a reason to do it beyond.
How can you sit here and claim,
like?
Hold on, wait a minute. At that point, how can you sit here and claim so much? Oh, I care so much about my ancestors, but you're gonna go to your ancestors' homeland, kill them, say fuck their laws and their customs. Nah, no more of that challenge shit. We're done with this. You don't give a fuck about your ancestors.
Once again, he's only killing people in his way.
No, but that's not even what I'm saying. You claim you care about your ancestors, but you don't give a fuck about their laws. You don't give a fuck about their customs. You don't give a fuck about anything. You destroyed all the plants. You destroyed everything about this homeland. You claim to care so much about. So how can you claim you care about it?
Because he's going to build his version of the
right. So you don't give a fuck about your ancestors' homeland. You want your own utopia where you're in charge. You have the power, and anybody who doesn't get along with what you say dies. It has nothing to do with helping brown people. Nothing.
When he says ancestors, I think he means just black people in general. I'm not sure he means Wakandian specifically.
The Wakandians are his ancestors, though.
Well, yeah. When we say ancestors, I think he's talking about
like black people. Yeah, the slaves.
Yeah, no. But he's half Wakandan. This is the point I'm taking. And his gripe was like, "You Wakandan sit here, and you guys are living it up, and there's black people all around the world suffering," which really isn't even that fucking true. But like, even besides that point, he's like, "You Wakandans just living it up, and there's black people all around the world suffering. I'm going to go help them by making them suffer." What?
Well, how's he making them suffer specifically?
Do you really think if Killmonger showed up with an army of Wakandan airships and went to other countries like France, America, any nation in this world with dark-skinned people, because there's a bunch of them, he just showed up and say, "Hey, I'm in charge now." Everybody's gonna be like, "Okay, cool, Mr. Killmonger." No, they're going to defy him. And then what happens when you defy them? He's going to kill them.
I mean, yeah, because they're in his way. Because
okay, you're dancing around what I'm saying, and like you just act like
I'm not dancing around. Listen. We can agree he's insane, but in his mind, he's doing the right thing, and he does truly try. He is truly trying to do the right thing.
That's what he believes. I'm talking about as viewers. How can anybody sit here and say Killmonger is in the right in any way, shape, or form? How can
because of the fact that it is true, he is right. Even T'Challa agrees on some level. He does have the power to help people. You know, they do have all types of technology and such, but they don't. They just do it. They just use it to help themselves. They have enough resources to help.
It's no country's job to help another country.
It's not. But as a human being, I mean, not everyone's like this, but even T'Challa was like, as a human being and as a good man, he does want. I don't know how to put it, bro. Because it is true that you're not obligated to do anything, but it is a certain moral sense.
Even if you follow that train of logic, why stop at the brown ones?
You said what?
Even if you were to follow that train of logic as a human being, fine. Let's go there. Let's go to humanitarians. Let's go to egalitarian. Let's go to humanistic route. Why stop at the brown ones? Why? Why stop at the brown? What about the Hispanic ones? What about the Asian ones? What about the white ones? Why stop at the brown ones? Because brown people are not the only people in this world that suffer. That's the furthest thing from the truth. There's poor people. That's true. There's impoverished people all over this fucking.
Killmonger was racist. He was racist.
So then how is a racist person can ever be perceived as a good person?
I mean, I don't know. You guys
are
know about that.
you talking to me? Because my favorite character is actually racist.
Toby Rama?
Yeah, Toby Rama is one of my favorite characters of all time. He's actually the biggest.
Okay, so a question. Scarlet.
That was gonna be my next dude up after y'all finish talking. That was gonna be my next nigga up.
Okay, so
well, no, the Lord didn't even give us, because we're still talking on Killmonger, and this has been dope. I love this discussion.
Okay, well,
he didn't even give us his hero, who he thinks that's portrayed as a hero, but isn't actually one. So we still need that from him.
Oh well, I couldn't like really think of one because I was gonna say with Batman, but you took that. So
yeah, I'm sorry, I took Batman.
Yeah, Batman's trash.
No, we're gonna get to Batman. We're gonna go for my choices last. I just want to get.
But it kind of ties to the person who David Big Lad. He made a comment about Scarlet Witch like taking the whole town as hostage.
Yeah, bro.
And so like,
she's mad because she don't got her fucking living vibrator no more, and she's holding people hostage over it. Yeah, 100%. She's a hero.
And so like, I could possibly take that one, like, who is veered as a hero, but is like acting like a villain.
Now, if we're going to talk about Scarlet Witch really quick, here's my question to everybody in here. Then, okay, so she's a hero. She's portrayed as a hero, but she, to your opinion, it's a big lad, and even myself, she's not really a hero, right? Just like we were saying about Wolverine and Batman. That's true, but if you have the genuine power to make reality your bitch, why the fuck should I give a fuck about what's right or wrong?
True.
That's true.
That's true. I agree.
Because I don't have that power, and I don't believe in concepts like right or wrong. I don't. I think it's all relative. I think all of that shit is relative at the end of the day. Like, we only believe things are right or wrong because we live in a certain lifestyle where we're afforded the convenience and the luxury to even have those beliefs to begin with. Like I said, this was Mad Max or The Last of Us. None of us be talking about right or wrong right now. So as far as Scarlet Witch is concerned, like I said, if I see an anthill or my house infested with roaches and I genocide the roaches in my house, that's still a genocide of a species. Clearly, you don't give a fuck about things you deem that are lesser than you. No human cares about things that they deem are lesser than them. Like,
I mean, that's not true. I mean, sometimes though, I do walk over ants, but yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If you deem it as lesser than you, that's why I say you deem it. Because you have some people who don't give a fuck about dogs. I'm a huge dog lover, so I don't like to see dogs hurt. But there are people who won't give a fuck about dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like Just like 2-3 weeks ago, Houston had a big freeze. We had no power.
Yeah.
And then and then my uncle was saying like, hey, you can come stay over here overnight if you want to stay warm. And I was telling him like, but but he wouldn't let me bring my dog because he didn't want a dog in his house. And I was like, okay, well, with all due respect, I'm just gonna come over here each day. I'm gonna charge up my phone because he still had power. I'm gonna keep my phone charged, keep my things charged. And I'm gonna go back home. I don't want my dog to be home cold, freezing by herself. At least I could try to keep her warm. And he would tell me, why the fuck you care so much about that dog? Well, to me, this is my fucking, this is like my daughter. I love her. But, not everybody, I don't blame you for not caring so much about, anything like that. But to that extent, like where you be like an ant, a roach, a snake, anything. If you deem something that's lesser than you, you would not give a fuck about it. Like Mihawk said, you're not about to care about every fucking ant you step on. You're not. So if you have the power to make reality your bitch, you're clearly above. So why should Scarlet Witch care what's right or wrong? I want a reality where my robot boyfriend is still alive, and I'm going to fucking do that because I can do it. I don't care if you think it's right or wrong.
No, but here's the problem. Here's the problem with that philosophy. So it kind of goes back to Father's philosophy in Fullmetal Alchemist. I don't have a problem with Father wanting to become God. Same goes for Eisen. I don't have a problem with you wanting to become God at all, right? Hear me out. If you have to violate people in order for that to happen, then that's when I have an issue with it. That's the problem that people have with Wanda. It has nothing to do with her powers. It had everything to do with the fact that she was violating the rights of other people in order to exercise that power. If you want,
But then the only question I have to that, and I'll let you finish, is like, what are the rights of a lesser being to a god?
I mean, a dictator probably consider himself a god, like a dictator in our world.
Yeah, a dictator can consider himself a god. A dictator can't make 2 + 2 = fish.
I mean, who says they can't? They could change the rules.
What?
You can't just abuse people just because you have more power.
No. We talking about dictators. You talking about like pseudo power. You're talking about power like arms and stuff like that. Scarlet Witch had genuine reality morphing power. Genuine.
So I don't care. She can't just do whatever she wants to me. That's how I feel like.
No, but you can feel that way. But if Scarlet Witch showed up and wanted to make you a chick, it's gonna happen.
I mean, of course she could do that, but would that make it right?
Why? But the question: Why should she? Why should she care if it's right or wrong?
Because I mean,
like, why should Darkseid care about conquering your planet? Like, why should you care about the anthill in your front yard? You want that anthill gone? You're going to get rid of it, right? Why should you care about the nest of roaches in your home? They're just looking for a place to stay warm and not die, right?
Shouts out to Jay Wolf. He said, "Is Hulk a hero?"
I'm gonna use Hulk.
Hulk smash. Okay, but you know what?
I haven't gone yet.
Hold on. Okay, damn. Because since Katakuri left, kind of switched the fucking thing around. We're on Loner right now, but now Loner's at the bottom. So let me move Loner up here. Okay. So
he can go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So for just to be sure, for Loner we had for villains. Well, you sticking with Killmonger? Okay, so for villains, we had Killmonger, a villain that's portrayed as a villain, but he doesn't believe to actually be one.
But I said technically like three. I had like Killmonger, Baron Zemo, and
I could get behind Baron Zemo.
Okay, yeah. And the other one I said earlier,
No, but here's why I can get behind Baron Zemo, not Killmonger. Because Baron Zemo said all of this is for the pride of my nation. He's outright told you this is why he's doing it, and I believe why he's doing it. Killmonger told you why he's doing what he's doing. I do not believe him. That's it. That's all I gotta say about that.
Right.
So I guess Killmonger, Baron Zemo, etc., and Scarlet Witch. David Bennington, a hero that's portrayed as one, but you don't believe as a hero, and a villain that's portrayed as one, but you don't believe as a villain.
Okay, the villain who I don't believe is a villain is once again Doctor Doom, because Doctor Doom, his beef isn't with the ideas of heroes. His beef isn't with the idea of heroes doing heroic things. Hell, he has helped heroes do heroic things.
Yeah, he's actually the Skrull invasion.
Yeah, he actually went to Ben. He actually spoke at Ben Parker's funeral when he died. He didn't hate. He doesn't hate heroes. He hates Reed Richards. Reed Richards just happens to.
I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of people don't know about this story, but there was one story. It was the death of Ben Parker. And Doctor Doom, literally shows up like in an airship, like Doctor Doom and Aunt May to Aunt May's home. And Peter Parker's coming home. He's like, "Oh my God, what the fuck is Doom doing here?" So he changed his Spider-Man gear and he busted the window. He's like, "Doctor Doom, I'm here to stop you." And Doctor Doom was like, "Calm down, Spider-Man. I'm not here to hurt your grandma. I'm just paying my condolences. I knew Ben Parker at one point in my life. He was a good man. I'm just here just to, just be like, hey, I'm sorry for your loss," and then want to leave. And the Spider-Man was like, "What? Seriously?" And the Doctor Doom just like he said his condolences, he left some flowers and shit, that he left. I thought that was fucking fantastic. It gave so much characterization to Victor Von Doom. But continue.
But yeah, that's my point. His beef, he has a beef with Reed Richards. Reed Richards hangs with heroes, so then he has to bang on heroes in order to get to Reed Richards. He's not. If he saw the Fantastic Four robbing a bank, he would stop the bank robbery. Not because he gives a fuck about the bank or anybody inside of it, but because he hates Reed Richards. That's a completely different energy.
Yeah.
It's a very different energy. Like
you're allowed to hate a nigga.
Yeah, I'm allowed to say fuck that nigga. You're allowed to say that. You want to say that, bro? I'll say it for you.
Just real quick. J Wolf, Lex Luthor is a narcissist with a god complex. He's 100% a villain. Even if he does do some things that are morally righteous, he is 100% a villain. He's a narcissist with a god complex. And he takes that god complex on Superman because he feels Superman is the closest thing to a god.
Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, the hero who I believe, who is described to be a hero, but he's actually kind of villainous, is, like, I hate to say it, even though he's the problem is the writing for the story, but the second Hokage. Like, Toby Rama is an absolute racist. hands down, bar none, right?
Yeah.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem with Toby Brahma's racism. He's not wrong.
Not wrong at being racist, or just like not.
No, I'm saying not wrong towards the Uchiha clan. The Uchiha clan are objectively evil. So if you show me a family who's objectively evil,
hold on. My only question to that was then what about Uchiha members like Itachi, Sushui, Sarada, etc.?
Okay, here's my response to that. This is how bad that family is. His own family, and that was objectively the right thing to do. That told me everything I need to know about that family, dog.
Well, hold on. You kind of cut out the beginning of that statement, so I didn't hear.
Oh, sorry. Itachi, correct?
Mm-hmm.
He killed his entire family, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That was objectively the right thing to do. Isn't that an indication as to how evil they are?
Wait, who said it was objectively?
Well, hold on. Well, to
objectively, no, you misunderstand. During the time,
I'm about to say to unpack that. In that moment, in that scenario, for the Uchiha who existed in that present day and time, I guess you can say that was the right thing to do. But then, for as a whole, that would mean to remove individuality, autonomy, sentience, and to say that every Uchiha has the same mindset and hold the same beliefs.
True. What I'm trying to tell you is this: every Uchiha clan member during that time was going to throw a coup that was in order to overthrow the leaf. Now, let me ask you a question. Name the last time you saw a bloodless coup.
Oh, they don't exist, bro.
Exactly. So that means that their actions would have led to the deaths of innocent people in the Leaf Village. So objectively, the right thing to do was to kill them. And you had to kill the entire family. And that was objectively the right thing to do. That's how bad that family is. And you're telling me that these people are good?
I think the right thing to do would have been to kill the militia in the coup and not the innocent children.
Sure. Maybe.
Now, the children decide to grow up and seek revenge or not seek revenge, because once again, there's still individualism there to take into account. That's another thing. But like, if the coup, there's going to be just like if the Sand invades the Leaf, we kill the Sand, right? If the Chia were going to attack the Leaf, we kill the Chia who were attacked. But to preemptively kill them all because they were going to all of them, not just the ones who were going to do the attack, all of them. That's
no. Oh no. I listen, dude. I agree.
Keep in mind, it was also preemptively. It was preemptively killing them. It wasn't. I believe in. I believe in. I don't believe in doing things preemptively. I believe crime should be punished, but only when they're committed, not before they're committed.
Yeah, because that's how you get a Minority Report. That's how you get Minority Report.
Yeah.
So, but the second Hokage is even though he was the best Hokage in terms of building the ninja order, the ninja ranking system, creating the police, creating the Chunin exams, creating the ninjutsu that will stand for generations. Was he an objectively good person? No. As a matter of fact, he was so bad that it's hard to believe that he was the brother to the first.
Yeah, he was outright racist, bro. He was genuinely racist.
Yeah, he was outright racist. I'm like, that's the first time I've ever seen outright racism in somebody who wasn't William Stryker.
That's speciesism.
Yeah.
But for Tobirama, yeah. I mean, I understand the conclusions that went through his head. The Uchihas are extremely emotional, and then when they get extremely emotional, they unlock extreme power. Okay. I understand the concern there, but then for your conclusion to be kill them all, that's like, well, that's a bit like, But like I said, you have a Chia like Sushui, Itachi, Sarada, a reformed Sasuke, etc. Izumi, there are Uchiha who were.
It took a while for Sasuke to be reformed, bro. It took a long time.
Yeah, a while. But you have Uchiha who were ultimately peaceful. And here's the thing about Sasuke. I don't even believe Sasuke was reformed. I think Sasuke just changed his mind. I think from the get-go, Sasuke has been the same character from the start. It's just he's only reacted to the information he was given. When he was a child, he was given the information. Hey, your brother killed everybody you loved about. He was like, damn, I got to hunt down to kill my brother. And then he did that, and he was given more information. Well, your brother did that, but because he was told to do it, he was like, oh, so then I killed the leaf now. So Sasuke's only reacted to information he was given. Fundamentally, as a person, he's never really changed. He's been the same Sasuke from the start. So it's hard to say Sasuke's been reformed.
Perhaps.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Perhaps. Sasuke is trash though. I'm gonna say that.
Oh man, Sasuke's one of the greatest characters in anime and manga.
Sasuke tried to kill his wife 3 times, bro. Go on now.
Bro, but he got black fire and he shoots lightning from his hands.
Come on, dog. Stop. Come on, dog. Come on, dog.
Hey, listen, sometimes my opinions could get to that level of trash. Sometimes all I need is some cool shit to look at. Like, yo, that character's dope, bro.
No, he's not, bro.
They got black flames. He shoots lightning. He got a sword. What? Look at that. What? His shirt got a high collar on it. Yeah, this character's dope.
Like, you're the reason why. Like, I'll never forget. You were like, man, the Quantum Ranger's dope, bro. Like, he almost killed the entire team, but the Quantum Ranger's dope. No. Actually, the most problematic character in all of Power Rangers is still to this day the Magna Defender. The Magna Defender was willing to fuck off the Lost Galaxy in order to kill Scorpius.
Yeah, hey, sometimes a nigga got to drop dead for killing my children, bro.
Yeah. He was like, I'm going to kill the man who killed my I'm going to kill the man who killed my child, my planet, and my family. But you would destroy the Lost Galaxy. I'm going to
kill the man who killed 100%. Fuck, how does the order keep getting all switched around?
I don't know.
B-boy. I guess we'll go to you next. To your opinion, can you name a hero that's portrayed as a hero but you don't feel is one, and a villain that's portrayed as one but you don't feel is a villain?
I have to think a little bit more for villains, but if I were to say heroes, I would say Hirozen. I think that's his name. Whoever was the motherfucker who's supposed to raise Naruto.
It was in Sarutobi.
Yeah, he's a hero. I mean, he's someone who's portrayed as a hero, but I feel like is a villain. Or maybe not.
What makes Mr. Sarutobi a villain though?
Bro,
he's a horrible babysitter. He's a horrible babysitter. Villain?
Okay, maybe. Okay. Well, at least they're not a hero. At least.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
That's the question.
He's
right?
a hero, but he's a terrible one.
I would say Hirozen.
He's a terrible babysitter.
No, but you gotta think about it like this: did Naruto ever have to pay rent? You know, he had his own apartment. Yeah, you know, stuff like that. You know.
Nah, but Hirozen, Hulk, and Goku. I would say those are 3 examples. I don't know who to pick. I'm gonna go with Hulk. He's the fastest one. Hulk. You know what I'm saying? Hulk. He just basically just kills people because they make him angry, you know what I'm saying? And they're after him. He's not really a hero, really.
And if you shoot rockets and missiles and shit at me and Gatling guns when all I'm trying to do is be left the fuck alone and I snap your shit up, that's kind of your fault.
Yeah, that's their fault. That's their fault. I'm just saying it doesn't really make him a hero. So they just get him out of the way. Goku. Oh my god. Don't even get me started on Goku.
Worst father ever.
Oh no,
Bro,
I would not say that. No. He's not the worst father ever. Endeavor is the worst father ever.
No, he's a lot better than Goku, bro. Endeavor's a lot better than Goku.
What? Endeavor let his kid burn alive. He let that happen.
I mean, Endeavor was a horrible father, but he's he's trying to be a better father now.
Actually, a good father, J Wolf, bro. Hey. Don't get
actually, what about Gene?
Gray?
Gene is not. Oh, Gene sucks.
What? You ain't talking about my main bitch. I know you ain't talking about what?
As a father, that nigga sucks.
Hunter.
Oh, Gene. Jin.
Yeah, Gene.
How you pronounce his name?
Yeah.
That nigga's trash. That nigga's a trash father. That nigga's
he sucks.
That nigga's trash.
Yeah.
Oh shit! No,
Also, Hulk is the girl. I think it's interesting when you talk about a character like Hulk because I guess it depends on what point of his life when you catch him. When you catch him in the beginning, where Bruce Banner and the Hulk are still at odds, and like Hulk just wants control, so he can be left alone, and Bruce is constantly on the run. That's kind of iffy. But if you catch Hulk later in his career, where him and Bruce are working together, and they decide to help the Avengers, then he's more of a hero, definitely. So
yeah,
Hulk,
I was talking about when he on the run. I was talking about when he on the run.
Depends on what point of Hulk's timeline you're looking at, But Hulk is a character that's meant to evolve constantly.
All right. Hirozen, he sucks, man. I mean, he looked Mento and Naruto's mom dead in the eye and said, "I'll take care of this kid," and he just lets the kid be hated by the entire village, live by himself, and he only has ramen to eat, and he just leaves the kid alone, bro. Like,
hey, he paid his rent.
Nah, fuck Hirozen. I hate that character. I really do hate that character. Dude, yeah, I'm not even gonna get him no more. But Goku is like, just because they have Dragon Balls, like, how many times has he put like his friends' lives in danger for a good fight? Like, he started the Universal Tournament, bro, and it goes
even before that. The fact that Vegeta is still alive is 100% Goku's fault. Krillin was about to kill that nigga, flat out.
Yeah.
And Goku was like,
"Oh my goodness, you're right, dude."
Yeah, Krillin was about to kill that nigga.
Literally, Vegeta is the reason why all his friends had died that day, and he had told him to let him go so he could have a good fight later.
I just want to say to David Biglin, fuck twice. Nobody cares about twice.
No, not twice. He let Dobby burn alive. Because he assumed that
David Biglin, he left a comment saying Hulk is a villain because he killed twice just because of his quirk. My response to that is fuck twice.
Oh, twice is trash.
Yeah.
Did he say Goku was good with Gohan? I think he got bro. Listen, if you let your son go fight a serial killer because you think your son is a good fighter, and you help the serial killer heal up when the serial killer, that's not cool, bro. That's really not cool. Like, I don't care. Also, like, we think of this in a real life sense, bro. Goku's going in jail probably for a little while because he let his son go fight one of the most dangerous serial killers on the planet.
On top of that, based off Cell's own rules, Cell set this rule up. He was like, "I will fight you all one by one until somebody defeats me." He never, ever stated the claim where he wanted time to rest in between these fights. Goku and Cell were pretty much even. Goku said this himself: "If we keep fighting, we might kill each other." Well, fine, nigga. That's cool. But then you decided to stop fighting a fight that was completely even. Well, maybe you couldn't have won. You couldn't have won, but Cell wasn't going to win either. And you decided to stop doing that fight for the chance that your kid will outright own Cell. When you could have just you could have just kept fighting Cell until he couldn't go no more, and then let somebody like Vegeta come in and pick up the scraps and been done with it. That would have made a lot more sense.
Right. And the thing I hate so much about Goku is that the plot makes him the plot makes him be able to.
You get this nigga a sensu bean.
Yeah, listen, and the thing I hate about Goku is what you think, David?
Trash, bro.
Yeah. And I hate that the plot lets him get away. Like, the plot never makes him have to have character development for this. This guy started the Universal Tournament, and he didn't do it. Okay, they had the BS where it's like, oh, it turned out Goku actually saved the lives of the universes. Goku did not do that to save the lives of the universe. He did not know that was going to happen. Literally, he started the Universal Tournament just because he wanted to have some good.
If anything, 17 is the one who saved everybody's life.
17 actually saved everybody's life.
The plot makes Goku. The way the plot works, it makes Goku right in the end, even though he's never right. And I hate that.
That's true. Hold on, I just want to say it right there. I just want to say that Vegeta could have ended the Cell problem early, but he let Cell get his final form. That's true.
Oh, Vegeta wasn't portrayed as a hero back then, though. He was never.
He also wasn't. Vegeta was portrayed as a narcissistic warrior who wanted to prove his power.
Right. He was definitely firmly
Once again, I maintain Goku and Vegeta are both trash characters. They're both trash characters.
I think Vegeta's a great character because we got to think about the point in time. In that point in time, Goku was portrayed as the hero. Vegeta was not.
Exactly.
You gotta understand, Vegeta's involved in Vegeta and Piccolo are the only characters during the Z saga as a whole to develop. So you cannot take that away from them.
Oh, I'll definitely give you Piccolo. I'll definitely
Not Vegeta.
Vegeta was portrayed as an asshole,
okay,
so yeah,
okay,
as
no.
an asshole.
Vegeta didn't develop. Is that what
No.
And Gohan too.
Hear me out. You're overcooking my grits just a bit when it comes to Vegeta, but I'll give you Vegeta too. You're overcooking my grits just a bit, but I'll give you Vegeta.
The meat's a little well done. Is what you're saying?
No, well done. Wait, if you try to give me Goku out this bitch, I'm gonna tell you to throw it back. I'm gonna tell you to take it back.
I always want to change my perception because I was about to say Darkseid. I'm gonna stick with Darkseid, but in a sense, Vegeta is one of those characters that for the first 2 halves of Dragon Ball was a villain or portrayed as one, but to my opinion, he wasn't really a villain. You know what I mean? Like I guess you could say everything was meta. It was the most effective tactic available. Working with Gohan and killing on Namek, taking out the Ginyu Force, but he's still doing heroic things. Although in a villainous way, he's still doing heroic things like taking out Zarbon and the Dory and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that was just because of an enemy of my enemy at that point.
Yeah.
Goku trained Gohan to fight Cell, though. Dude, I don't care if you train your son to fight. If you go send your son to go fight a serial killer, that's not okay.
Yeah. See, J Wolf, I get what you're saying right here. Like, because Goku was thinking long term. Like the Earth will need a protector after he dies. Sure. Long term, sure. I get you, right? That has nothing to do with giving Cell a senzu bean and letting Gohan fight him.
I go let my kid go fight Mike Tyson, who is trying to kill him. Like if it's a death match or something, right?
Yeah.
Then Mike Tyson is fighting. I'll be like, son, you've been training for a while, son.
No, that's like if you and Mike Tyson are fighting and it's dead even. And you're like, all right, Mike, hold on, time out. I quit. I'm going to let my son, who's right now weaker than you because he's timid and afraid, I'm going to let him fight you. But before I let him fight you, I'm going to fix you up completely. I'm going to let myself stay hurt. You know, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And it's not just Mike Tyson. It's Mike Tyson that's like in a death match. Like it's a death match. It's not just some friendly fight.
Right. And is this young Mike Tyson or old Mike Tyson?
Shit, both. Which one? I mean, they're both pretty bad. You might have more of a chance against old Mike Tyson, I guess.
Because young Mike Tyson was knocking boys out.
No, that Mike Tyson was the nice, peaceful Mike Tyson. That's like a meme right now. That nigga didn't exist 20 years ago. That nigga was ruthless. That nigga was savage. That nigga fucked whores and took cocaine and went out and knocked people's head off.
Yeah,
my son gets strong. My son gets strong when he gets mad. So. I know he can fight better. Like, of course, he gets stronger when he gets angry.
Well, no, to be fair to Goku, that wasn't his logic. His logic was while I was training with Gohan, I saw him turn into a Super Saiyan 2. And that's stronger than I am right now. So that was Goku's logic, to be fair to him. It wasn't just Gohan strong when he's angry. Yeah, I mean, you can get as strong as you want, but if you're not stronger than me, why the fuck would I let you fight for me? You know, Goku definitively saw that Gohan was stronger than him.
He did also sacrifice, he did also realize his wrongs there. I mean, it didn't stop him from doing wrong later down the line, but at least
I think you one that's more annoying than that. Z-Boy, I one up you on that one. Goku could have killed Fat Boo. He even said himself, I could have did this, but I want Goten and Trunks to do it. Nigga, what are we talking about right now?
That's garbage.
That nigga's trash.
Why the Dragon Balls, Goku would be the reason for like the cast being dead 100 times over.
Just think about that. Goku said himself, I could have killed Fat Boo right now, but it goes back to the whole we need protectors when I'm not here. Fine, nigga, but kill the pink thing first and then train these niggas.
That's what the reason why I say the Dragon Balls weren't around. Goku be the reason for the cast having already died like hundreds of times over. Strip. Like the fact that they didn't kill the androids, they knew the androids were around and they didn't take them out. Remember that? They didn't take out the androids before they became full. Remember Goku suggested them not do that?
Yeah. That nigga Goku's trash, bro. Well,
yeah, fucking. I got so many problems with Goku, but I've already made too many videos on this. Like, I hate how this nigga became a Super Saiyan, bro. I hate it. Every time I see it, it just pisses me off. Like,
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Bro, because to become a Super Saiyan, you have to evoke this ungodly rage, right? And Goku's rage came from the fact that Frieza killed Krillin, his best friend, right?
Right.
That fulfilled this ancient alien prophecy. He became a Super Saiyan because his alleged best friend died. Okay, fine, cool. Okay, I have some problems with that. A few problems. I'm gonna go down the list. One, Goku's already seen Krillin die before. It happened when they were children, when Tambourine killed him. He's already seen Krillin die. Two, since that happened, Goku himself has died. Thus meaning Goku knows what happens to you when you die. He knows Krillin's going to be sitting there talking to King Yam, and they're going to hang on to King Kai's planet, where he can telepathically communicate whenever he feels like when they talk to him anytime he sees him. And three, you claim Krillin's your best friend. After you beat Piccolo in the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai, you picked up Chi-Chi and you flew away and you disappeared for 7 years. 2 years after you beat
Piccolo, that's my other problem with Goku.
Hold on, wait. I got to get through this.
I'm sorry. My bad.
So you disappeared for 7 years. 2 years after you disappeared, you had a child. And then 5 years later, you show up on Kame House like, hey, here's my son Gohan. Krillin and Bulma and Master Roshi never seen that nigga before. He didn't know he existed. That means after Gohan was born, Goku didn't even tell his alleged best friend, hey, by the way, here's my son. 4, Goku can fly. Even if he couldn't fly, he has a Nimbus, which means he had no reason to not talk to his alleged best friend for 7 fucking years because he knows where he's at. You just went to Kame House 7 years later. It's like, hey, here's my son Gohan. You know where he's at. You know where you can find him. At any point in time, you could have just went there. You literally decided not to do this. What am I on?
Yep.
4, 5, whatever. 5, 4, whatever number I'm on. You show up out of nowhere 7 years later and to talk to your alleged fucking best friend who you didn't speak to for fucking 7 years. Then you die for a year, and then you come back. And then by the time you come back, you don't let this nigga kill the guy who killed all your friends. And then your alleged best friend, your son, go to a different planet, and you don't follow them for like 3 or 4 months. And all the time they're struggling and suffering. And then you barely see you have spoke to this nigga for less than 48 hours in the last 8 years. Less than 48 hours you have spoke to this nigga Krillin. Less than 48 hours in the last 8 years. And you have the nerve to sit here. On top of that, Vegeta has already died. And he's been protecting your son and your alleged best friend. Piccolo has died. He's basically been raising your son for the last year and a half. This nigga you haven't spoke to in 7 years, you have the nerve to sit here and be like, you killed Krillin. First and foremost, where's your rage coming from? My nigga, Krillin has already died before. You have already died before. You know what happens when you die. It's not like you don't know what's happening to Krillin right now. The nigga's chilling with King Kai. You know where he's at. And you can just, the amount of rage he had to fulfill this ancient alien prophecy does not add up. It doesn't make sense. How are you this mad for this nigga you haven't spoken to barely at all for 7 years, and you already know where he's at? So if you did want to talk to him, or you got to, hey, King Kai, can I talk to Krillin real quick? Oh, sure, it's not like you'll never hear from this nigga again. You know what happens when you die. 6, 7, whatever number I'm on. You have Dragon Balls. You can bring this nigga back. The fact that this man got this enraged, it's like, you killed Krillin. Fine. And then people will say, well, it's not so much the fact that Krillin died, it's just how heartlessly Frieza killed him. He shot Piccolo 5 seconds ago, and then like an hour before that, he killed Vegeta while he was taking his last breath. Vegeta was going to die anyway. Frieza shot him in the middle of his last breath.
Vegeta's not Krillin, though, to be fair, though.
Even still, because the argument there is not the fact that Krillin died. First of all, Goku doesn't have the right to get mad that Krillin's dead. Like I said, you ain't speaking to this nigga for 7 years. You don't have an excuse for not speaking to this nigga for 7 years. No, 7, not 5, because Gohan was 5 years old when Krillin, Bulma, and Roshi met Gohan. He was 5 years old, which means it was 7 years. 7 years it was in between when fucking after he defeated Piccolo and disappeared, because Goku and Chi-Chi didn't have Gohan right after he beat Piccolo. There was some time in between that. I was responding to a comment, but anyway, outside that point, you know what happens when you die. You barely speak to this nigga, and even with the fact that there was just a cold-blooded act from Frieza Frieza has cold-bloodedly killed Piccolo and Vegeta right before this. And that's not even the case because Goku literally said, "You killed Krillin. Now I'm mad, Frieza. Why are you mad?"
What are you mad?
Yo, Dragon Ball Z is trash, dog.
You know it's bad because at the end of Z.
Now, let me be fair. What I'm saying is like the reason Vegeta became a Super Saiyan, I understand it. I'm a Saiyan Prince. I'm an elite warrior. There's this boy from the future. There's this SOULcast trash. They just could turn Super Saiyan. I can't do it. I want to be a Super Saiyan. I want. I can understand that level of rage. Trunks finding fucking Gohan's dead body in the rain and turn. I can understand that level of rage. Goku watching Krillin die and becoming a Super Saiyan off of it, you lose me. You really do lose me. Especially since, nigga, you know what happens when you die.
I mean, at least it stays consistent because Goku abandons all his friends at the end of Z too to go train some random guy. He just said, "Hey, guy, I'm just gonna leave."
Goku and Chi-Chi made Goten right before Goku went to the Cell games. That was the only possible time they could have did it. After they left the time chamber, Gohan and Goku stayed outside the time chamber for 7 days, and they just relaxed. During those 7 days had to be when Goten was conceived.
Big facts.
I was fine until a comment. That's the only logical time Goten could have been conceived. It was during those 7 days before the Cell games.
All right, but I just want to get back to how well, one, Goku's trash, but he's not the worst father. The worst father is Endeavor.
How? I just don't.
I mean, you know what though? To be fair though,
Endeavor raped his wife until she made the right kid, dog.
No, listen. Endeavor was.
Did he rape her though?
Difference. Endeavor was purposely more abusive between Endeavor and Goku. No, Endeavor was purposely more abusive. The difference between them two is that Endeavor is promising to be a better father. Goku hasn't, at least.
And that's the thing. Endeavor's a person who realizes he's went about doing things the wrong way and is actively trying to do it a different way, and is accepting the fact that his children may not even forgive him for doing it, and he's okay with that because he's not doing it for their approval or their acceptance. He's doing it because he wants to do it. He wants to be a better person. Goku has never once ever stated, "I'm going to try to be a better dad." Not once.
Yeah.
Big facts.
I can't deal with this nigga Goku, bro.
And it's the fact that you would think there would be the type of person where like, "Oh, my children aren't accepting the fact that I'm trying." Well, fuck them. No, he's like, "Okay, it's okay. You can hate me forever, but I'm still going to keep trying to be a better dad. And maybe one day you won't hate me. If you hate me forever, that's fine. This is my penance. Fine." But like, he's at least attempting to do it.
Right.
I hate the fact that Goku became a Super Saiyan off Krillin dying. Like, I just hate that. I hate that.
I hate the fact that Goku's a thing. Goku's trash, dog.
Especially, bro, this isn't the first time. Why did you become a Super Saiyan when Tambourine killed Krillin, huh? He literally kicked his fucking neck off. You know, you sat there and you cried. At that point in time, you were actually best friends. You were training together every day. You were going to tournaments and shit. You were in the thick of it. And to be fair, Goku just sit there and cry over Krillin's body. But it was like, nigga, become a Super Saiyan right there. I don't know, man. I guess the argument would be Goku wasn't strong enough to hold a Super Saiyan transformation at that point in time, right?
I mean, I know people don't like Super, but it was a funny scene in Super. It was funny because of the fact that it was like Vegeta is now become a better father than Goku because Vegeta didn't want to go off and train because of the fact that his kid was going to get born.
Who doesn't like Super? You trash if you don't like Super. Super's dope.
Like Vegeta didn't want to go off and train because his kid was going to get born, and then Goku was like. Goku was like, "Well, you're not the one delivering the kid."
Wait, hold on. What do you mean Goku wasn't there when he got there? Okay, the actual moment when Tambourine snapped Krillin's neck, Goku was not there, but Goku showed up literally like 2 seconds later and watched Krillin's cold body go lifeless, and he held him in his arms, and he sat there and watched Krillin die. He didn't see the act of him getting killed, but he still sat there and watched him die in his arms. And yeah, Goku wasn't at the level to become a Super Saiyan yet. Yeah, fine. I'll concede to that. But that nigga did watch Krillin die.
That nigga Goku trash, dog.
And also another thing to be added, and no one even said it, but this is my point. Goku was at that point in time. Goku was more sad that Krillin was dead. He wasn't mad about it. He was more sad. When Frieza killed Krillin, Goku was mad. I'm like, I'll put it to you this way, bro. Like, Bennington.
Yeah.
We've known each other since like 2010 or something like that, right?
Since 2009.
2009. Okay. If from today, 2021, I just disappear, no contact, no nothing, and I show up on your doorstep in 2028 and be like, hey, here's my 5-year-old child. You should close the door in my face.
I can concede. I don't think I would, but I can understand why you think I should.
I would. If you just disappear into 2028. Yo, hey, so by the way, here's my 5-year-old child. Man, what's up, my best friend? But man, get the fuck off my doorstep. Why are you here? You didn't even. I wasn't even invited to the baby shower.
Big facts.
I wasn't even at the wedding. You could go back and watch the last episodes of Dragon Ball, read the final chapters of Dragon Ball. That nigga Krillin was not there. At Goku, it was just Goku, Chi-Chi, the Ox King, and like I think a dragon or some bullshit. You know, like it was just like Krillin wasn't even there. Best friend, you didn't even have a best man. How the fuck are you claiming this dude's your best friend?
Dang.
Yeah, that's true.
The nigga Goku trash, bro. What you want to say?
Bro, nobody can defend Goku's Super Saiyan transformation to me, bro. It doesn't make sense. Where is this rage coming from, bro? Like
no, you can't defend Goku to me, period.
Like if Goku would have kept contact with Krillin like once a year or every couple of months in between those 7 years, I would understand that. But nigga, no contact for 7 fucking years?
But Goku's trash though, so you know.
Wasn't Piccolo about to die when on the planet that's taken with the Earth's Dragon Balls? Well, yeah, Piccolo was dead, about to die, and they didn't have the Earth's Dragon Ball, but they still had the Namekian Dragon Balls. Well, no, my bad. Porunga didn't get revived until after they used the Earth's Dragon Balls to bring everybody on Namek back to life. Yeah.
Or no, everybody who died by the hands of Frieza. No, everybody who died by the hands of Frieza, they brought back to life. Not everybody who died, because they couldn't bring back the people who died by the hands of Vegeta. That was the whole thing.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing, right?
Everybody who was killed by Frieza and his men.
Yeah. Everybody who was killed by Vegeta couldn't come back for some reason.
Because the specific wish was Frieza and his men. And Vegeta was not part of Frieza's crew anymore.
And I want to say the problem with it is that people can be flawed, right? But it's just like we were saying with Endeavor. Endeavor's trying to be better. Endeavor's trying to be better. Goku could be a bad friend, a bad father, and a bad husband. But if he at least was like, I'm trying to be better, it'd be like I like his character a lot more. But he doesn't like the story never makes him have to improve on his flaws. It's just like, oh well, that's just Goku, and then it's just like he puts people's lives in danger, and then it's just like some BS reason for him to be right, man. And I'm just done with Goku.
And then to respond to what Jay was saying right now, even if Goku thought there was no way to bring Krillin back, that still doesn't excuse the rage, because Goku knows what happens when you die. He knows how to talk to God whenever he feels like it, and he can speak to Krillin whenever he wants to. So it's not like you'll never hear from him again. And then at that point, nigga, once you die, you know where you're going. It's not like the first time Krillin died and Goku had no knowledge of the afterlife or what happens when you die. That right there, I can understand, because you literally don't know. Goku actually knows what happens to you when you die, because he himself has died.
That nigga Goku trash, though.
This is it. He's just trash. Just done with him.
I don't know what more to say. Like, Goku, pure garbage.
Now, that nigga shoots Kamehamehas and shit, and that's dope. But like outside of
Stop it.
On the level of discussion we was talking about, like the designated hero, he's trash.
Yes, Goku's a terrible fucking. But Goku, well, no, Goku has referred to himself as a hero, which he really shouldn't. But like, He's trash.
Goku's trash.
Goku's trash.
He's just so happen to save the world, but I mean, like most time he doesn't really care about saving the world. Or
Goku has saved the world several times, but he never does it in the most effective way possible. If your only goal is, bro, Captain America is not tossing Thanos no sensu bean.
Yeah. Imagine that, bro. That half of the universe gets destroyed because Goku tossed Thanos a sensu bean.
I want to fight him at full power, bro. You don't get the fuck off the battlefield.
Get this nigga fuck out of here, bro.
Oh man. Well, I guess
imagine Goku in a universe in a series without Dragon Balls, bro. It'd be so horrible, dude. Like, jeez.
Right.
Yeah.
I would make the argument that if Goku was in a series that wasn't Dragon Ball, Goku would be a villain. Put Goku in Naruto. Put a Goku-like character in Naruto, you would say that character's a villain.
Yeah, because it can't be wished back.
Well, battle obsessed, but like Goku's never been malicious in his actions. Stupid in his actions, but never malicious.
Right. No, what I'm saying is his actions have led to disastrous outcomes. Off that alone, you would call him a villain. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I guess I could be coming from
Yeah. Like his actions has led themselves to being so disastrous, and it has such life-changing and life-altering consequences that he will be a villain just on the merit of nigga. He's what he does. Like
that's what I kind of had liked about the universe of tournament, because all the universes just weren't effing with Goku.
I wouldn't be either, nigga. We gotta sit here and do this bullshit tournament. Now I understand that like Zeno was gonna wipe out the universes anyway, but Goku didn't know that.
That's exactly what I said. That's exactly my point. He didn't know that. Literally, he just had the tournament, just gave one a good fight. He did not care about the possibility of people dying. Quite literally. That's what I said. They make BS reasons for him to be right.
Like that's he's actually although Dragon Ball Z is one of the best battle anime of all time, Goku is probably one of the I feel like it's the most overrated series of all time.
Oh, I can agree with that. Even though I do at the end of the day, I do love Dragon Ball, and I do like Goku for what he brings to a battle manga. But in terms of a character, I have a lot of problems with Goku. I have a lot of problems with Kakarot. I really do.
It's not a lot. I have all the problems with Goku. Goku's just a trash tier character, bro.
Goku is that type of, somebody said, Goku is the type of guy that will let a person live after that person had his wife and son at gunpoint just to fight that person again.
Hold on. Do I think Luffy's a hero? Well, Jay, if you weren't here when we went over this, but no, Luffy's a criminal. But even on top of that, Luffy himself has said in his own manga, I am not a hero, don't call me one.
Yeah, Luffy's objectively a criminal.
He did release all them prisoners.
Yeah, but Luffy said, he's like, hey, bro, look, a hero is the type of person that they'll go save a town and share all the meat with everybody and have a banquet. Nigga, I want all that meat and treasure for myself. He said that. That's what he said.
He does do good things, though.
No. He doesn't do good things. Good things happen by proxy.
By proxy, what he does.
Luffy doesn't do good things. Good things happen by proxy.
Didn't in Wano he like do something for like a town or something like?
Yeah. Okabori town, right?
You mean did he invade a nation and overrun a structure in its natural habitat because he enforced his will upon it? Yeah, he did do that.
Bruh. That's like I mean, you can make anybody into like a because that's like cause, you know, heroes are often vigilantes, so you can make anybody into.
Nah, that nigga was
no, I
just
think
wrong.
the best heroes actually aren't vigilantes.
What you mean?
Make some of the worst heroes.
No, I ain't say they made the best heroes exactly. I'm just if I did say they made the best heroes, that's not what I meant. I meant a lot of heroes are vigilantes. Like a lot of heroes break the law. Even the ones like Captain America are by definition breaking the law.
No, Captain America is a government soldier. Captain America has a license to do what he does.
Yeah, the Avengers are they're essentially government agents.
Well, they were after the Superhuman Registration Act. at first they were a private organization, but that private organization had government agents in it on top of other things. But that's a whole great thing. That's why Captain America's stance during the Superhero Registration Act was so important, because he was already a registered government soldier, and he didn't feel that everybody had to do what he was doing. He chose to be a part of SHIELD. That doesn't mean fucking every person running around in a mask and a cape should be a part of SHIELD or a part of the government. That was his whole stance, which made his stance so powerful because he was already registered. That's what Tony said. Well, this affects you the least out of anybody. He's like, no, it doesn't, because this affects genuine freedom.
Doesn't affect genuine freedom though.
Yeah. Because his whole point was like, look, I'm a government soldier because I can't do anything. If I do anything of my own free will, I'll be going against my organization, which Captain America has done and will do if he feels it's the right thing to do. But he was saying to make everybody be registered means that the United States government then decides what every superhero can and can't do. Which means if I don't want you to, Spider-Man, you can't go stop this bank from being robbed. If I don't want you to, Daredevil, you can't stop these children from being human trafficked, because I want you over here in this country, or over here in this city doing this particular thing. You can't decide to do what you want to do or what you feel is the right thing to do. You have to do what we say you do. And Captain America said it's a terrible idea to put every hero in this country on a leash, because we need heroes like Luke Cage and Daredevil and stuff who just only care about keeping their neighborhoods clean. But we also do need the heroes to care about stopping the alien invaders from coming and stuff like that. Captain America understood that.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't. Tony's point was like, we need people in line so they don't go around just kind of
just doing what the fuck they want.
Well, yeah. Tony's point was minimizing casualties and collateral damage, and also earning the favor back of American citizens. And if registration was the only way we can do that, that's what we should do. Which is because Tony was a private individual. The government tried to take the Iron Man armor from him. He said, "You can't do it. I own it. It's my intellectual property. You can't take it from me. You want my armor? You can't have it. It's mine. It belongs to me. If I don't want to sell it to you or give it to you, I don't have to." But and that was the dichotomy of that whole argument. You got Captain America, who's already on this side, who's advocating for the other side, and Iron Man, who's already on the other side, advocating for the other side. So that's the reason why their arguments are so powerful, because they were literally on the opposite side of the arguments they were holding. But I'm a huge Iron Man fanboy. By the end of the day, I say Captain America was right on that one. But
I listen. I'm a huge, like, you know how much I hate Captain America because of the Civil War movie, right? You know that. And, I hate Captain America, dog. Iron Man. I'm so serious. Captain America and Winter Soldier jumped Iron Man because he was mad about him killing. Because Winter Soldier killed his parents.
So, no, what? To be fair, they didn't jump Iron Man. They was defending themselves.
Nigga, they jumped that man, dog.
They jumped him because he started the attack. Iron Man initiated the conflict.
I was supposed to start the conflict. Nigga killed my parents, bro. What the fuck?
No, but then again, you gotta add.
See, but to be plausible, he was brainwashed.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta add context to that.
I mean, under mind control. Sorry.
No,
man, bro.
Hold on. Something different. You gotta add context. You gotta add context to that. Did the person standing in front of you, did their body commit the act you're upset about? Yes. Did their consciousness do it? No. Bucky did not kill your parents. The brainwashed Winter Soldier killed your parents.
Right, but the brainwashed Winter Soldier has a face that I can punch real hard.
Well, yeah, but that's the argument right there, though, right? Okay, well, his body did it, yeah, but like he wasn't present in his mind when it happened, yeah, but his body did it, right? And that's the argument right there. So I'm not saying anyone's right or wrong, but there is context to that. And Iron Man did.
I mean, it was really no argument at the point where Tony was at, because he was just angry. It didn't matter. It didn't matter at that point,
So he even said,
I don't care. And like, I'm not saying Capture Lit Winter Soldier died, but he probably should let Iron Man at least get a couple of hits in, and then be like, all right.
That's all I'm saying.
No. Iron Man didn't want a couple of hits. Iron Man wanted to put a unibeam through his chest and put a hole in him. You know, Iron Man didn't want a couple of hits. Iron Man wanted him dead. And from Cap's perspective, okay, I 100% you why you're mad, but he didn't do it. I'm hearing myself.
Yeah. That's true.
There's an echo somewhere.
I'm finna dip out because I gotta do some dance tomorrow. But
all right, Z boy.
Yeah,
we going like 3 hours anyway, so I guess I'm gonna just go through my little choices real quick, and then we can wrap it up from here.
All right.
Like I was gonna name like Batman and Darkseid as my choices, and the reason why I said Batman is it's solely because where's that echo coming from? Is it still there?
Yeah, I mean.
No, I'm saying is the echo still there?
Okay, I don't hear it anymore.
I don't hear it anymore. Wait, I still hear it a little bit.
Oh,
I don't understand where that's coming from.
that was weird.
Okay. But yeah, no. Batman's he's crazy. Like he's actually crazy. Like and my argument for that is like literally I am afraid of bats. So I'm gonna go learn how to become a ninja and dress up as a giant bat and impose my fear of bats on other people so people can fear what I fear. Like this is the rationale of an insane person, you know what I mean? And Batman is actually pathological. If anybody ever seen Batman Hush, it shows how pathologically insane Batman is because I don't really want to spoil it, but there was a character in the movie who was outright trying to kill Batman. Kill him, kill his friends, kill his family, do everything. And Batman was teaming up with Catwoman. And towards the end of the film, Batman, this person who was invoking all this terror into Batman's life and was trying to kill him and Catwoman, Batman tried to save his life, but ultimately he couldn't, and the person died. And then as Batman and Catwoman escaped from the explosion and all this shit, Bruce was saying, like, God damn, man, I couldn't save him. And Catwoman was like, bro, what? Like, hold on, let me pull this scene up because this shit was fucking like dope. Like, this just shows you, like, because he was saying like, yo, I didn't want the dude to die. And Catwoman was like, are you insane? This guy tried to kill you. He tried to kill me. He tried to kill your church. He tried to kill everything. And Bruce was like, yeah, but like I have to try to save him. But when Batman said he doesn't kill, he generally means that to a pathological sense. Like he's obsessed with trying to save people. He's literally crazy. Like the Joker said it best. You belong in here with the rest of us. You're not fucking sane, but you arrest us for being insane, but you're just as insane because insanity comes in multiple ways. Insanity comes in a lot of different ways. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, wait. I gotta find this scene. Hope I don't get copyrighted for this. I don't think I will though. Give me 1 second. You guys gotta see this. Share screen. Okay. Okay. Can you guys hear this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't have to die.
Crazy.
Yeah.
He killed your friend. Tried to murder Nightwing. He almost killed me, and you're sorry he's dead?
I had to try. I have to try.
You do, don't you? It's a compulsion. You and your goddamn code. And you'll die because of it. You know this, right? Will that make it all better?
Without a code, I'm no better than them.
I'll stop it right there because that kind of gets the point of what I'm saying across. This nigga's nuts.
Right.
This nigga's nuts. And Catwoman truly realized it at that point. It was like, you're actually crazy, aren't you? How can that man be a hero?
No, I would take that a little bit
That
further.
man is the extreme good guy. Good guy. He breaks your bones and beats you to a pulp dressed up like a bat. What are you talking about?
No, it's not even just that. I make the argument that Bruce Wayne could do more for Gotham as Bruce Wayne than he ever could as Batman. So why be Batman? Because you have a sick hero fantasy. You want to take out your rage. It has nothing to do with you actually wanting to save Gotham. You don't want to save Gotham because
no. He does have an actual compulsion to save people.
No. I hear what you're saying. No, that's a hero complex. It's like somebody who starts a fire. It's like a firefighter who starts fires to save people from the fires that he starts.
But does Batman start the crime? I mean,
no, and I'm not saying that he starts crimes.
But there has been an argument for that Batman makes Gotham worse. I mean,
it does. No, because once again, I'm not even going to go toward the Batman route. Batman can't run for office. Bruce Wayne can. Batman can't get you a job. Bruce Wayne owns Wayne Industries.
But why get you a job and I could beat you up for committing crime because you don't have a job?
Exactly. He's just as he perpetuates the problem. He's unlike any other superhero because I'm playing Spider-Man right now. Spider-Man doesn't perpetuate his problems.
True.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
Batman constantly perpetuates his problems. That's why Batman's worse.
What would Bruce? Okay, the question from J Wolf is, what would Bruce do that's better than being Batman?
He can run for mayor. He can actually give people jobs. He can improve the school districts in Gotham through technology.
But Batman, even though he resides in Gotham and majority fights crime in Gotham, Batman, like Joker said, Batman's jurisdiction is in Gotham. Batman is thinking of the whole planet and the solar system and everything. Batman would go stop things happening on other planets and other dimensions and stuff. So he's not focused only on Gotham. As Bruce Wayne, he can only help Gotham.
No, but that's my focus is Gotham right now. My point is he can't get Gotham right. So why would he get other dimensions right?
Well, he's thinking macro.
He can't get Gotham right, nigga. You can't get you right. Like it's not like be for real, nigga. Like
Batman sends villains to prisons that he owns and treat them for their mental health just to beat them up again. Well, he wouldn't have to beat them up again. They wouldn't break out though.
No. You know, somebody actually put this out on Facebook where somebody said, "Hey, Batman." The reason why Batman doesn't stop his villains is because he gets. What if Wayne Industry invests money in the prison industrial complex? So every time that he throws a criminal in jail, he gets paid for throwing that criminal in jail.
Well, Jay makes a good point. A lot of people have tried that already. For what you're saying about cleaning up Gotham's infrastructure the legit way, and then there are organizations like the Falcones, Bertinellis, as mobsters, or the Court of Owls, all these other things that just keeps Gotham corrupt. So
no. I'm saying you can fix Gotham structurally, and then Batman takes care of the actual criminal problem.
Yeah, but you're saying Bruce isn't even trying to fix it structurally.
That's what I'm saying. Bruce hasn't even tried to fix it structurally.
Which is why I said the Red Hood kind of got the right note. Like, I don't agree with Batman locks people up just so he could beat them up again. Like, he has a fixation of wanting to beat people up. I do think he has a fixation of wanting to take out his fears on other people, which is why
he has a hero complex.
Well, not even. I'm talking specifically. He's fixated on taking his fears out on other people. Like what I'm saying by that, what I literally mean is, okay, he's Batman, right? He has batarangs and a bat claw and a Batmobile and a bat wing, right? These things are only bat themed because he himself is afraid of bats, and he's decided to use his fear of bats and impose his fear on other people. There's no reason for Bruce Wayne, even if he wanted to be a superhero vigilante, he doesn't have to be Batman. He's literally a ninja dressed up like a bat. Like, he's just a ninja. So he doesn't need a Batmobile. He just needs a really fast car. He doesn't need a batarang. He just needs shuriken. He doesn't need a bat claw. He just needs a grappling hook. He doesn't need a bat wing. He just needs a plane. These things are all bat themed and bat shaped because he's fixated on his fear of bats.
That's true.
Yeah, Bruce Wayne does donate a lot of money to charity and a whole bunch of other stuff. But like, we're talking about structural things.
Right.
Like the reason the 9 times 10 the crime is committed where there's poverty, where there's that's when crime is committed. Crime isn't most people will tell you crime is not a racial thing, it's not anything. Like crime is committed in areas with extreme poverty. Crime is committed through survival.
Hey, Soul, I'm gonna head out.
All right, bro. Because we're gonna close out pretty soon anyway. Crime is committed.
Okay. Yeah. Cause thanks for having me. Though. Cause I gotta get up in the AM.
Yeah, same here. It's getting pretty late. I gotta wake up tomorrow too.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, what David is saying is, all right, Lauren, take it easy, man.
All right, David.
But
I'll be on to the next one.
Hell yeah.
We'll be back.
Right.
But
right.
What David was stating was like fixing the reason these people commit these crimes.
Yeah.
And not to say Bruce doesn't do anything to help foundations, charities, orphanages, and stuff like that, because he does. He actually spends a lot of time helping out orphanages and kids who are orphans, because he was an orphan, and he adopts orphans and turns them into ninjas to beat up criminals. but what I'm saying is, like, it's his fixation on his fear of bats was what I think that truly stopped, because he's literally out to terrorize people. He said it himself. I'm out to invoke fear into the heart of criminals. So that tells me his methodology isn't the best for stopping crime. It's for putting fear into crime. That's why I said the Red Hood, his son, actually told him, bro, you're going about this the wrong way. You want to rule through intimidation and fear, but you don't have a plan for the people who aren't afraid of you. They're just going to keep committing the crime anyway. I'm going to do what you won't do. I'm going to take them the fuck out. I feel like if Bruce truly, at the end of the day, his goal was to cease crime and stop it, he would kill people, but he doesn't. This is where I say his insanity comes in, because everything he's doing is not conducive for stopping crime.
He doesn't want to stop crime.
No, Batman isn't the true villain. I'm not going to go that far.
I was just gonna say he doesn't mind being an ineffective hero.
Yeah. Ineffective, I guess, would be the name.
He doesn't mind. But that's what makes him villainous to me, is that he doesn't mind being ineffective.
No, but you gotta also understand, it's not that he doesn't mind. To us, he doesn't mind being ineffective, but to Bruce, he's not being ineffective, because he it's not that he won't cross the line. He mentally, compulsively can't cross that line.
That's true. Man, look. Fact of the matter is, all of our favorite, we may be countercultural on this channel, Soul, but at least we're consistent.
I'm consistent. I'm consistent, bro.
Like when motherfuckers start transforming the definition of the word hero and villain, I'm like, nigga, what? Like, what? Let's not become so nuanced. Let's not become so nuanced that we start sounding delusional out this bitch. Like, we don't know what right and wrong is. Like, don't like we know what's right and wrong, man. I couldn't take it no more, bro. I couldn't. I didn't understand how you could take it. I couldn't take it no more. I was sitting there, I'm like, what? Luffy's a pirate. Wait, Killmonger's not that bad. Now, the problem with Killmonger, no, it's not even Killmonger. You know what's more villainous than Killmonger? Wakanda's political system. Do what the king tells you at all times. What if he tells me to walk into a daycare and murder every child you see? Well, you have to do that or else you're committing treason. What?
Well, that's what I'm saying. What political system? Because as far as I can tell, there's no council, there's no legislation. It's just absolute monarchy. What the king says goes. So Wakanda depends on the kindness of a monster to run its infrastructure. Because if you were the king of Wakanda and you were just evil to the core, like Killmonger was when he was the king of Wakanda, the Wakandan nation as a whole was just like, well, this is what the king wants. What? You don't have nothing written in your legislator? Nothing to like.
There's nothing. There's no checks and balances. There ain't nobody that's even got to talk to.
It's simply what the king wants. That means, like, okay, take Black Panther. Like, take the film, for example. When, like, Shuri and all these people are talking shit to T'Challa and he's just taking it. That's because T'Challa's a good dude, right? If T'Challa was just like off with her head, that's your little sister, kill her. Okay.
Right now.
And the king said kill her. So sorry, Shuri, you're dying. Why? Because King T'Challa said kill you? What? You just have an army of mindless drones?
Yes.
Crazy.
And that's no way from, and maybe that's just us being anti-monarchy, but that's not a way to live.
There's no way to live it. Like, fuck call that shit whatever you want. No, Batman's not wrong to have plans to take down the Justice League because you would be insane to have a group of members as powerful as Justice League and not have contingencies for them. You would.
Yeah.
That you would be that's nuts. You got Martians, Amazons, Atlanteans, Kryptonians just hanging out in space above the planet doing whatever the fuck they want to do. Not saying they're doing bad things, but what if they do one day?
Speedsters, ring slingers,
lanterns,
anything, bro.
Danagarians, little boys with the powers of multiple gods.
Like all types of shit, bro. Like
all types of shit.
Probably a motherfucking fool enough to have contingency plans. I'll put a bullet in all 6 of their skulls. Like, what are you talking about? Kill them niggas right now.
No, that's not true. Batman did have a plan for himself. His plan for himself was the Justice League. He said that himself.
Yeah. Because
he said himself, his plan to stop him if he went out of control was the Justice League. Because he knows that he would be no match for them. That he did have a plan for himself. That's why he helped put the League together to stop any and all threats. If Batman ever became a threat, then the League would stop him. But don't change the fact that this nigga's insane. That is not. That doesn't change the fact that this nigga's insane. But
right.
Look. I'm gonna get out of here.
All right, boss man.
I got attempt to go to sleep. We're gonna end the stream right here. Thank you everybody for coming through. Damn, we was here for a little minute, but this was fun, man. This was fun. I'm glad
it was. I thought we were losing our mind with the definition of right and wrong out this bitch, but yeah, it was dope. Yeah.
No, fucking the defending Killmonger
nigga, no one's defending McNeil. He's just white Killmonger, bro. That nigga's just Jewish Killmonger. Nobody out here saying, man, McNeil's right. No, he's not. Nigga tripping.
All right, let's go ahead and get out of here. Thank you everybody for coming through. This was incredibly fun. Like I said, I'm glad to be back. I'm going to stay as consistent with this as possible. I want to try to do this at least once a week or maybe even twice a week. We'll just see how this goes. And it's back to the grind and the drawing board, bro. It's back to making content. It's back to being SOULfist. Soul's back. He's here to stay. And I hope everybody comes back the next time we go live again. This has been dope.
Shit, but yeah, man. Please holler at my. Check out my new show, Alternative Facts, featuring David Bennington. Starring David Bennington. It's gonna be me. I was starting my new podcast. I want SOULfist to be on it. I want the rest of you guys to be on it. Gonna be starting live stream soon. I'm writing a book. So hopefully, and that's gonna be coming out within if not the end of this year, but by the summer of next year. I'm still streaming on my video games, so I hope to hear from you guys soon. I hope to see you guys in the future. I will be back on SOULfist and stuff very, very, very soon. I just want to know what topics you're gonna bring up next.
Oh shit! Oh well, hell yeah! I love to get back. I love to have everybody back who came in through. I love to have other people on. I got to try to get in touch with Valor and Stoney and all these other people. But man, what else can I say? It's like, bro, thank you all for coming through and tune into the next SOULcast. It's your boy SOULfist, Hell Hydra.